tour. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Football is back. It is Saturday back home somewhere. Back home in the UK. So technically it's Saturday. Spurs are back. Late Night Lilywhite is back. God knows what we're going to talk about today. Obviously West Ham, whatever we want to talk about, or maybe we'll go a bit wonky. Who knows? But let's have another very, very good show today. I hope everyone is excited to see the return of the Premier League. Thank God. Thank God. So, without further ado, let's start going through the chat. And what I might do this time is if we get loads of people in the chat and the same thing keeps coming up, like in quick succession, I might skip it. If it's the same, let's just say about Matisse Tell, or let's just the same subject keeps cropping up, I'll skip a bit. But we can only have fun here and see where the evening takes us. So big up to you, Scott Colliver, the first one in. I hope you're good and well, buddy. Alex, how are you, sir? Mr. Joshua, the Dagelites Unite. I love that. I do love that. How is everyone doing? I am very, very good, mate. I am very, very good. People might have heard the news today. I don't know if he's going to be up with what he's going on with him today. You would have seen that I was, or if you did watch We Are Tottenham TV, I was on there today instead of Ben, who him and his beautiful wife Ashley welcomed a baby girl into the world today, still today, or yesterday back home. Beautiful baby girl. So for the next few days, whilst Ben is having some much needed family time, I will be on Tottenham on tour. We Are Tottenham TV. But muzzle tov and congratulations everyone to Ben, Ashley, and the little baby brother that's now got a baby sister. So I am all good. Aussie Frank Lover, big up to you, buddy. Someone I haven't seen for a few episodes come out. I hope you're good. Mate, you know what? I don't know how many you've missed. I'm actually giving Enoch 2 windows. I actually think things might be different this time. And I'm giving them 2 windows, Kamal, where for the rest of the season, I'm going to enjoy. For the last 17 years, I've always supported the boys, the manager, apart from when I turned on Ange a little bit. But I've always done that. But I've always had one eye, or more than one eye, on the man above and challenging everything he does. Not at the moment. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the football and what Thomas Frank delivers and the lads deliver. So I wouldn't say right now I'm an Enoch hater. I'm an Enoch, let's see what you can do. Let's see what you can do. Ready to, mate, I can't wait. I can't wait. My man. Alex, always here as well. Let's go, exactly. Jack, big up to you. It is Xavi Day. I can't wait to see him play. I can't wait. Do you know what, Michael? Big up to you, Michael. I hope you're good and well. Joel as well. I think it was after the Bournemouth game. Obviously, it was such a dire performance that it just made it feel extra long. And then you had transfer deadline day, and obviously Mawani came in. Simmons had signed, but we couldn't see him. So it's just felt like an eternity, hasn't it? But now, before the next one in October, I think we've got 6 or 7 games. So it's going to be a lot of football coming our way. Yep. And do you know what? I'm actually delighted it's the late game. I'm delighted it's the late game. Oh, Brandon, big time, mate. Big time. Do you know what, Ozzy? This year, you know what it is? When it's World Cup years and Euro years, I get it, because they've got to finish the World Cup qualifiers or Euro qualifiers or AFCON or whatever it is, or the Asia Games or whatever it may be, before they make the draw. And the draw for the World Cup is in December. So I get it with Euros and World Cup years for us specifically, because you got to fit the games in somewhere. You can't do it during their summer. So I get it. It's in the years like last season when there wasn't a tournament and they have an international break, September, October, November, then back again in March. Like, why are you doing this? On the years that there isn't World Cup time, give the players a bit of a break. So So yeah, but I do get it, but it's waste of time. Yeah, injury concerns. Yeah, but World Cup years, I get it. Maybe that's why I kept missing you, buddy. Maybe, or you're coming in late, brother. Why are you coming in late? Today you're nice and early, brother. Today you're nice and early. There's no skipping. Let's have a look. Yeah, see. Oh, there you go. Jonathan Boyd, big up, buddy. Great to see you on We Are Tottenham TV. Like your comments about Odegaard starting left wing, but I'd personally like to see Tell as it. Yeah, do you know what, Jonathan? This was the big discussion, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about it here right now at some point as we go through it. The main thing for me, like when we spoke about when you would have seen it with Spence and Porro, what we need to do right now is use that squad rotation, build up and make sure we keep players fit and fresh. And I think I said I put a tweet out as well last week or whatever with Dragusin coming back and Tell not in the Europa Champions League squad, they could have a huge impact in games pre and post, especially in the I think the Doncaster games well too soon for Dragusin, but I expect people like Tell to play in there. So yeah, it was a great discussion. And what did you think of the lineup me and Sim did? In fact, when we get nearer the bottom, I'll put the lineup me and Sim did and see what people think. Shabbat shalom to you, Tyler Aki. I hope you're good and well. Yeah, I'll play. Yeah, exactly. Congrats to Ben. Mazel tov to Ben and Ashley. It's so wonderful. Do you know what? People know how close I am with We Are Tottenham TV. Through the way things happen, Josh, the baby, the first child of Ben and Ashley, they had in December, and I didn't get to see till November. Well, this one I'm going to get to see within 2 weeks, and I'm so excited. And God bless them. And I've said to Uncle Simeon, I got 4 nephews and a niece, and always wanted a niece. Every time my sister was pregnant, I was like, it's niece, it's girls. Every time it was boys. So when Sophie came, I said, not saying a thing. That girl has me wrapped around her little finger. Literally, she says anything to me, yes. So I said, Simeon, get ready to have someone dictate everything you do in the next couple of years. Good morning, Mr. 57 Screens. I hope you're good and well, buddy. See, Kamal, see. Skipping you, and but fair play to you for admitting you missed the last one. Not your bad. I understand people are going to miss it. If they get Lookman and Savino in January, are you sold? Look, Mr. I tell you what. Let me bring up a tweet. I was going to bring this up. We'll go into it. Let's have a look. Where is it? If I go to, let me just bring it up from my brother Craig because he sent me the tweet. We can have a little discussion about this one, and I'm sure I'll catch up with it shortly. Right, let me share it. First of all, let me zoom in so I know you guys can see it. Okay, let me share my screen, and then maybe I'll see if I haven't said hello to anyone, but then maybe I'll go down to the bottom just for this bit. Right. So, this is from Matt Law, so take it with a pinch of salt, but I think we're going to hear this a lot. Daniel Levy's exit is due to coincide with significant fresh investment into Tottenham worth over 100 million. Now, I know we've had the 90 million from the Australian bank, but sources close to the Lewis family insist the new approach will not be about debt and there will be proper, quotation marks, support for the club to give it the best possible chance of sustained sporting success. There are currently no details over how the investment will be made, but insiders insist the proof will be in the pudding and that plans are already in place. So I'm going to leave that there for a bit so you can still see me, but let me just skip through people so I can get to the bottom and we can have a chat about this. Ozzy, it's great to see that you can comment in, buddy. It's good to see you. I will give Enoch 2 win, exactly the same as where I am. Exactly. I will never back the players or the manager. Mate, do you know what it is? It's just, Michael, I think what it is now Frank's going to learn, because of European football, 2 games every single week. And it's going to be heavily about squad rotation and game management for me. Exactly this. Oh, mate, I can't wait. I'm going to ask the question I've been asking all day, and we'll see where we are. Who haven't I said hello to? Mehdi, hello to you, buddy. No, we're winning tomorrow. We are winning tomorrow. Paul, Dad, big up to you. I can't, mate. I can't. Honestly, I think he is going to be the key to a hell of a lot of things tomorrow, because we have missed that creative spark. We've had Kudus, but obviously against Bournemouth, he was man-marked and doubled up on. But now there's an extra player there. Big up to you, Brandon. Nathan thinks we win. Let's have a look. Big up, Brandon. Swifty's in the building. I wouldn't go that far. I think he will. I'm not saying he's going to excel or anything, but I think he's going to turn it around and become a useful squad player. Not a first teamer, not on fire, undroppable, but I think he will add something to the team. Big up, Oil Ham. Making my Friday night. I'm so happy to see your face, brother. We'll try and get down to the coach. Oh, please do, brother. Everyone that can. Hopefully I'm going into the ground for the first time since just after Conte was sacked. But I'm going to be in the Coach and Horses before and after the game. So if anyone is going there and can get there, it will be great to meet everyone. Joe, what? I don't care. I don't care what he does. I do not care. The only thing I do care is try and beat the filth tomorrow, or at least get a draw. That's it. Odebear is better. Score predictions we'll do at the end, Kamal, buddy, as always, when I get to the end of West Ham. Morning to you, Cynical Dad. Morning to you, brother. Who else haven't I said hello to? Because, right, I think I'm actually at the bottom. Wow, I made it to the bottom. Right. So, don't like the stream, please. People, don't be Daniel Lee. That's a great way of putting it. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. So, people, wait a minute, let me know how to. Okay, 1 second for people. I'll put it in here again. I am now putting in my personal email address at gmail.com. Let me just make sure I spelled that right. There you go. Send me an email, brother. Send me an email. And if you're on WhatsApp, send me your number if that's okay with you. And then I'll send you a message from my number, because I keep my Canadian number on WhatsApp when I'm there. So I'm always reachable via WhatsApp. Right. So, people, what are your thoughts with this post? Because I've seen a lot of the comments where people are saying, well, what does 100 million do? People think, we know that deals are sometimes done where you pay, let's just say it's 65 million. It could be 20, 25 the next year. I think we need 2 players in January. 2 players as a definite pick-up where we left off this window, which is obviously left winger and left centre-back, left back, or left back, left centre-back, whichever way you want to look at it. I think it'll be more than 100 million. I've said as well, at the moment, people are going not nuts, but there's the big discussion about the 90 million pounds that we've borrowed from a Australian bank. Let me stop sharing it now. What's to say Enoch are matching it and saying, right, or we'll put a bit on top? We don't know until we find out in January, is what I'm getting at. So right now, I'm trying to see. Well, this is the thing, Alex. I think it actually could be more. And I actually think Spurs will sign definitely one big player within the first week, but I reckon we'll get exactly what Frank wants in January. I honestly firmly believe. Jack, big up to you, buddy. And I wish you better. We spoke earlier, or we WhatsApped earlier. I hope you feel better. It was great seeing you on the channel. Loved doing it with you. And look forward to again seeing you on the channel. Oh God, here we go. The tweet means nothing. We know. No, Scott, I genuinely, this is me. People have seen me be deadly serious when I speak or when I've spoken in the past about Daniel Levy and what I genuinely think in January, ENIC are going to surprise people. The big question is, do they do it in January to make people jump on board and go, oh, do you know what? Maybe things are different. And then in the summer, revert back to type. Don't know. But I actually think in January, we will go up. I personally believe that we will get 2 key players in. Key, not squad, not depth, 2 key first teamers to come in. I genuinely believe it. 100 million doesn't mean on one player either. It'll be 90 million. Exactly, just like I said, brother. Exactly what I said, brother. You and me are completely aligned on that one. I think Solomon needs another chance. Way better. He's looked very, very good when playing for Israel. I think he'll do very, very well at Villarreal. Will he get another chance? I don't know. Will he get another chance? I really don't know. Is he better than what we've got? If they're all on top form, if we're saying Tell, Johnson, Odebear, Solomon, I'd put Solomon in the top 2 out of those 4 on form and on fire. But I don't think we'll ever see him in a Spurs shirt. And yeah, I could get a lot. Oh Jesus! Every time, 100 million means 150. Mate, I swear to Scott, you and I won't talk about transfers because we don't want to jinx it. But I think you and I should do one of the stupid bets. And I don't mean stupid bet. I'm not putting a tattoo bet on with you. I'm not allowed to put tattoo bets on anymore. So let's put you and I will talk. Would you be willing to put a silly bet on? I will bet that we will sign 2 key players in January. And you bet whatever you want to say, whether you want to stick to this. Let's forget the hotel part. Mid-tier championship players on loan and or lower Premier League. Would you? I'll wait for your comment. Let's see if we put. Let's see, and then when you and I will decide on the odds or the wager over the phone, we'll speak. Well, this again, we'll see. This is the thing, but I think they need. There are a lot of people skeptical out there, and trust me, I've still got my wits about them. But I completely get why everyone would be like this, and I think it's in their best interest to charm us, as you said, in January, and then see where we go come the summer. But if they do what they did in what I think in January, then hopefully a lot of people will think, do you know what? Wait a minute. Let's wait and see now. They've proved that they, in this window, that they mean business. Let's see if it's consistent. We will be lucky to get 2 literal donkeys. Sad thing is, donkeys would be an upgrade on. Scott, I'm going to hopefully down the comments you would have agreed to put a little silly wager on it, whether it be to eat something stupid or do something stupid live on screen. But obviously, we both have to agree to the forfeit. Louis Barada, how are you, Geezer? Premier League is back. Let's hope for a big result. Mr. O, evening to you and yep, RIP Charlie. Like we did the late night last minute one on the day of the event solely because everything is so doom and gloom. Wanted to have some fun within the community. But yeah, very sad day when that happened. They need to do damn good business in January and follow up in the summer window. The club need to get the fans back on side and build exactly. Bingo. Is exactly what I think they need to do. Exactly. Let's have a look. Semenyo or Savinho? Do you know what? I think as silly as it sounds, I think Savinho's easier. As stupid as it sounds going up against Bournemouth, but it all depends. We'll see on Sunday in the. Actually, I think he's still injured. We'll see how often Savinho gets played. But if Savinho's not playing a lot, by January, I think he forces the move through. I literally think because obviously the World Cup will be getting closer and closer. I don't think we can get Semenyo out of Bournemouth. I think we missed the boat before he signed his contract. But I'd love him. I think we only need 2 or 3 players for a completed squad, and you can get two very good ones. Agreed, Paul. Agreed. You've got to remember as well, we could be selling. I think what we might see as well, we're all talking about the money we're going to spend. I hope we see a more ruthless way of players going out, rather than trying to sell players that are just deadwood or anything. If a bid comes in for like I said, I wouldn't be surprised, in all honesty, in January. This is just me giving my 2 cents. I wouldn't be surprised if Ange goes back for Johnson, whether you like him or not, want him to stay or not. But if someone came, let's just say Forest did come in and offer 35 million. I know people are going to go, yeah, I'll take 5 million. Well, I'm being deadly serious. Will Spurs, if they get these offers for players that they can think they can get around, will they be more ruthless in selling not just the players they want to sell, but if they can see an opportunity like that? So I think we need to look at that as well, buddy. But I agree. I think we only need a few. Solomon better not be. I believe, Mr. O, the thing is, from what I'm hearing, if you go to a team abroad, you can play against, in European competition, you can play. So I believe Solomon will be available. I believe. In fact, let me Google it and find out. Can an on-loan player play against his parent club in the Champions League? Come on, Google, do your thing. Yep, there you go. 1 second, I'm going to share the screen. Let me share the screen, Mr. O. Let's do it. Where's Google? There you go. Let me just, again, use that Zoom button. So, yes, a player. Oh, wait a minute. I need to zoom in again. Let me do that. 1 second. Let me do it again. So it says, yes, a player on loan can play against his parent club in the UEFA Champions League, but it depends on the loan agreement and UEFA rules. Why there is no general ban, clauses within the loan. Okay, so maybe from what I've heard, he can play and will play. So we'll see. There'll be 2 ex-Schooners as well in Thomas Him and Pepe, the guy that flopped. So we'll see. All right, Scott, you and I will discuss. And arrange a wager. And then what we'll do is, once you and I have decided the wager on phone, you and I on the next Late Night Lilywhite will get you on and we'll say it together so there are witnesses. And then we'll see what happens. And then come January or February, we'll cash in. This is the thing as well. Kamal, you're right. We have been spending big money. We've just mainly been spending it on crap. And this window, it was the quality. We have been spending the big money, but just literally on shitty players, or pick a mix, but very rarely decent players. But yeah, you're right, buddy. Thank you very much indeed, Swifty, always promoting the channel. There you go. Yeah, but let me see if I got it, brother. Let me see if I got it. I have indeed, mate. I will respond to that. Did you give me your number? Yep, you give me your number. I will WhatsApp you after the show, brother. I will WhatsApp you after the show. Thank you for emailing me so quickly. Mr. Yeah, do you know what? He's gonna have, do you know what? He's gonna have a lot. He's gonna want to. If he's playing, he's gonna want to. I mean, if he does play, the other winger is my favourite Canadian player, Tajon Buchanan. They could have some. I mean, obviously, we'll see who's going to play left back, right back, but they could cause some problems. They could do. I'll big up West Coast Spur. That's exactly it. That's That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, I think if he's not playing regular, and I don't think he will, he may play the odd game here and there, but I don't think he will play regularly. And I think, and I keep using it, the Virgil van Dijk with Jurgen Klopp, when they went for him all summer, never got him. And then Klopp has spoken about this openly. He goes, Liverpool said, right, what other defenders do you want to get in? Because we'll see what we can do to bring him in. He's like, nope, I think I've got enough. Didn't have all the quality. We know how badly they needed a goalkeeper and a defender. It's like, hold off till January. We'll bring him in then. And boom, that's what they did. So I think there's a good chance. All tickety boo, buddy. I've just seen someone. Yeah. Well, we got Danso, Romero, Van der Ven. Dragusin is coming through. Yes, we got Ben Davis, which ain't the best. But yeah, well, it's a concern. I think it is somewhere we'll go. And also, we got Takai, but no one see. I don't think he's still injured, which is madness. One of my dearest friends. Big up to you, brother. Hello, bro. Driving home from work. Big game tomorrow. Hope we end our drought at the athletics track. Oh, what, Danny? Your relative, Danny Kiriakou, is going with you. Alex, I don't know if you know. I'm sure you do, actually. I'm back, and I'll be going into the stadium, the Wolves game, and I'll be in the Coach and Horses. So, Alex, brother, I hope you're good and well. I can't wait to see you when I'm back in London and at the Coach and Horses, and to watch us beat Wolves, because the only game I went to last season was Wolves away. So it's personal with me and Wolves. But I hope you're good, brother. I want to see Savinho. Yeah, I think he will be. I think he is number one. I think he is the number one pick, in all honesty. Lugman will be easy. But this is the thing, Mr. Joshua. This is why I don't think we went for him. That's why, I mean, obviously there were rumours that we did, and links we tried to get him on loan. But I actually think that we didn't really push the boat out on it, because we got... See, the other thing I'm saying about it is we've gone on about Tel being a waste of money, or people have, whatever. Or whatever way you look at it, the way we've wasted money and bought young... Would you... We spoke about this on the last one. It was like, would you rather have gone and got Frank's number 2, let's just say it was Lookman, in now, or save that money and go get Thomas Frank's number 1 pick for that position? And I'd wait till January, although I do rate Lookman. David, how are you? There you go. There you go. See, we aim to please. I'll be doing it again on Sunday, not tomorrow night. I'm going to be chilling with the wife tomorrow night. But every Sunday there will be a Late Night Lilywhite, apart from the 5 weeks I'm back in England, people. When I'm back in England, Late Night Lilywhite will not see. I might do it, but it'll be earlier, because I will not start doing streams at my parents' house at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's for damn sure. But these will be a regular and every Sunday for sure, and good and happy to keep you busy at work, buddy. Maybe Basuma will be the big... I think they'll be bigger, buddy. I'm surprised. I think the Turkish window is closed now. When does it close? Let's have a look. When does the official date? He's injured at the moment, apparently. When does the Turkish transfer window shut? It's shut today. It shut today, or yesterday for anyone back home or in Europe. So Basuma's here till January regardless. So I think he will be gone in January. Yeah, this is where we got to Johnson. So you're going to fly in from the West Coast to London. You won't need to take him to the airport, mate. You just drive him to Nottingham. It's about a 2-hour drive. Well, actually, you could fly. It'd be a lot quicker, but I don't know if they'd do that. We could spend big on 2 top players. Yeah, we could do. You will pay Forest to take Johnson. How much is your bid for Forest to take him, Scott? We ain't getting 15 million from Kamal, not in a million years. Got to remember as well, whether we think he's been a success or not, obviously with his goals, which is obviously I think he's been brilliant for goals, but hasn't added anything else to his game. He's 3 years into his 5-year contract. We're no way getting 50 million for him. No way getting 50 million. Mate, do you know what we could have been done? Who knows? January will tell, but I think he's one of the first. Oh, mate, I cannot see Marinakis wanting to give us players. I can see him wanting to take players and think he's won. But Brennan Johnson, will the Lurts go back home and play under Ange? And like I said, there is no links to what I'm saying whatsoever. I'm just using that as an example for when Spurs. We've spoken a lot about how bad we are getting players out. Does that change now? Does that change? Big up, Archer. How are we doing, buddy? Was about to try and sleep. Well, I think you might. Either I'm going to send you to sleep or keep you company to your sleep. I don't know which one you want to choose. I think Simmons does start tomorrow. I can't see a world where he doesn't. And he looks so good in the. Obviously, it was a training video, but you could hear in the commentary, the coaches saying, Xavi, you do what you need to do. You go create. So I think he's going to be a big part tomorrow. He can play about Spurs. However, there could be a gentleman agreement. Well, you know what? Oh, no, Levy's not there to go, fuck your gentleman agreements. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Sources close to the club already saying contract extension. Yeah. Well, I think I said this on I think I've said this in the last few. There's only until January, Ozzy, there's only 3 ways, in my opinion, that ENIC could start saying, oh, do you know what? Look what they're doing differently. One of them is obviously offer VDV, hopefully people like Porro, a longer contract and pay them what they deserve to be paid. 2, name a stand after Bill Nick or something. That's just a pipe dream. Or 3rd, start putting statues up and starting with Bill Nick by the gates. That's technically all they can do until the transfer window, in my opinion, to win fans over, or not win fans over, but make them think, oh, that's new, that's different. I mean, does anyone else have any ideas of what they could, and don't say sell the club because we know that ain't happening. Is there anything that you can think of, apart from the 3 things I've said, that will make you think before January, that will make you think, okay, they're getting their ducks in a row. This looks different. Let's see where that goes. I think they will try one big player in their mind, like Alakush. Okay, then a younger 6'8", like, okay, that could be. I mean, that again for me on that West Coast, Hayden Hackney, I think is a very, very good player, but he's getting 24, 25 now, and I think. Seriously, I think Wharton is definitely a person they're interested in. I really think there is some weight behind, not for January, but for the summer. Alakush, yeah, Sirkin could be for the homegrown. He really could be. And club trained. I think they're going to try and go for a bigger player than that. I think, for me, that again is quantity over quality in a way. And I don't mean that as in they're all shit. I mean, I think they're going to go for big guns that walk into the first team. But that could be right. That could be right. Yeah, I don't know about, buddy. I really don't know. Again, I'll tell you one thing, Jonathan. Trying to deal with Brighton, look what Chelsea do. Look what they did with Casado. They will have a price and they will not move. But again, we're saying this under Levy. It's gonna. We'll see. Maybe. But I think let's just say it is 100 million, and they want to. I think the large portion of it will go to a left winger, and I'm going to say Savinho, and use him as the example constantly. And then I think the rest will go on a left back, centre back. But you never know. You never know. We just don't know, do we? Yeah, I completely agree. But like I said, I am not putting. Yes, I completely believe it. ENIC are the ones they're going to do it. I just think that now they deserve a chance. If it's still been Joe Lewis, Donna Cullen, whatever, I'd be like, no. If we'd heard that ENIC, if Levy was still here and we heard all this about ENIC, I'd be like, it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. But Cullen's gone, Levy's gone, new people are in. It's not the same ENIC that started. It's not the same Lewis that's going to be having the input. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for 2 windows. Mate, Solomon is up. Listen, Solomon can be a very dangerous player on his day. He can be. And knowing our luck, it will be the one. Big up to you, Lutman. I hope you and the family are good and well. Yeah, buddy, Alex, I fly a few hours after the Brighton game and I arrive on the Sunday. So I will be around on the 21st. So I will see you very, very soon. Yeah, but I think Lookman could do a job, but I don't think it. Do you know what it is, Kamal? I don't think he's not sold on him. I just think he's option B or C. And he'd rather wait and hold out for option 1. So we'll see. We'll see. That could be another reason. But you look at it. Oh, he would have gone in January, wouldn't he? But then that's the thing, Louis. If it was him, do you not buy a player because they might be gone for 1 month when he could have been here for September, October, November, December? Obviously, January is a bit. Then they come back and they need to get. It could be. Obviously, thankfully, we're not missing Kudus. We will lose Sarr. I think we'll lose Basuma if he's still there anyway, because obviously he'll go with Marley. Exactly. Mate, I'm not there yet. I'm going to see what happens. Takai has the same injury as me at the moment. It's a lower Achilles tendon, very painful to even walk on. I got it from running. It takes months to heal. Yeah, do you know what? This is the issue, and he's had it literally since he's been with us. Obviously, he was in the Japanese league playing for them regularly, then came to us. Hopefully, we'll see him at some point, but it's a concern that he's literally joined us and been injured. But I wish you a speedy recovery, brother. Bill, good morning to you, sir. Here he is. Malware, big up 4-1. 4-1. Put it this way. I am going 1 lower than that. I'm going 3-1. Scott M. Come on, Brian. Lilywhite, Lilywhite with your dad. Tosses you out of the house at 2 a.m. Now, do you know what, Scott? You've been watching us for so long. I can't remember if you've seen it. There were times where I was streaming and I went downstairs so I wouldn't be right next to him and wouldn't be loud. But I started getting louder and louder and louder. And then at one point, my dad came down. It was like, get off it now. Let's just say he weren't happy. And it was like, right, I got to go. Thankfully, I muted the mic in time. But it was like, yeah, there definitely will not be any late night Lilywhites, unless whilst I'm gone, they go for a weekend away or whatever, then there definitely will be. I've got to be a good boy. To my parents. Wait until January allows Frank to bingo. That is exactly it. That's how I feel about it. 20, 30 million for Johnson. Yeah, I think we'll see. Big up, we are Spurs team. I haven't seen you for a few days. I hope you're feeling better from when we last spoke, buddy. I hope you are feeling good and well. Simmons and do you know what? Okay, let's do it. Let me go down and we'll do the 11. Let me just again get to the bottom, but I want to say hello to the people that are here that I haven't said hello to. Said hello to Malware. Who else has joined us? Daniel's in the in the house. Big up to you, buddy. Who else has joined us that I haven't seen? Daniel. Big up, Daniel. Buddy. Well, that's Charrington now, isn't it, sir? Yeah, exactly. We'll see. Spurs, big up to you as well. Sonny J, big up to Sonny. How are you? I hope you're good and well. Let's see who else. Ty, big up to you. Let's see. I'm going to get to the bottom. Oh, Ian Ferguson, good evening to you, sir. And now I'm back at the bottom, which is great. He does, mate, but I'm not. Jesus Christ. Tottenham on tour, actually on tour in England, but then on tour in my dad's car. Yeah, maybe not. Big up to you, Medic Greg. Right. So let's do it, as Louis said about the lineup. I did it on We Are Tottenham TV we did the predicted lineup. So I spoke to Sim before it, and I said, Sim, listen, before we go live, do you want to have this discussion on camera or not? And I said, do you think he's going to go to a back three? Because I've got a feeling he will. I said, I've got a feeling. We all thought he was going to do it against Manchester City, but he didn't. And I've just got a feeling set bases could be vital. And he may go for a back three and use Danso's throws as well. And he decided, okay, he decided we're going to go back four. So Sim's show. So it was a back four that we did. I mean, first of all, before I go into this, there's 82 of you in here. Would you say, in your opinion, do you reckon tomorrow back four or back three? What do you personally think? Obviously, there's no wrong or right answer right here, right now. But Sim decided back four. So I was like, okay. So let's see what you guys think. Still wouldn't spend money in the club shop, but no, neither am I. I'm going into the ground. Because I've been given a ticket, which is fantastic. But I won't be spending money in the shop. I still won't be spending money. I will walk into the shop. I'll walk into the shop now because I still, since the new stadium has been built, haven't stepped foot in that shop. Have not stepped foot. So I want to say, I probably won't do it on match day because it's packed. But I might take my nephews there during half term or something. So let's have a look what people are saying. Back four, back three, back four, back three. 3 point. You went. I thought you were going to go 3.72 or something, Louis. Back four, back three. Let's have a look. Right. So now let's do this. We're going to build this team together. I'm going to give you the reasons that I'm doing things, and there's reasons behind everything. So I believe in each defense, the midfield three, the front three, and then the one up top. I think there's a position up for grabs everywhere. So we're all going to say Vicario starts. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Who is your back four? Because I am going, and I'll tell you why. Spence right back, Van der Ven, Romero, Destiny at left back. And the reason I'm doing that is I've been saying, I think Porro, I love Porro. He's my second favourite player. He is my second favourite player. He has already played a lot of football, and he's the only fullback that went abroad or international duty and played 180 minutes. Spence obviously came on for the second game. Destiny had a little bit of football with Italy. And I think he's going to want Porro for the Champions League. And we were thinking as well, do you break Romero and Van der Ven up because of the Champions League? And I don't know if they will, but I do think if we're winning, one of them will come off like at the 70th minute or 65th minute, and Danso will come on. But that's the only... I think you got to remember they're going to have Bowen and Somerville. And I see Kudus being very, very high up. Very, very high up tomorrow and wanting to do his thing up there. So will he come back as often as he did the first two games? So that's another reason why I've gone for Spence. So let's see what people have put as their back four. Let's have a look. Same as mine. Fair play. Spence, Van der Ven. Okay, Alex, same. Mr. Joshua, same. Maybe give a rest to one centre back. That could be it. Or like I said, an early sub. We'll get to that when we get to that position. VDV comes off the dance though. Okay. You want to rest Porro, but Adoji is just back from... Yeah, listen, I think, Lorad, and big up to you, Lorad, is I think, and I said this on Tottenham on Tour this morning, and we are Tottenham TV, I think a lot of people have been downplaying how good Destiny... Not downplaying, but being a bit, don't say disrespectful, but because we haven't seen him consistently for a while, the end of the season when we got to Europa League final and in the final, he was magnificent. I think he is a very, very, very good left back. And obviously, yes, he's only just come back, but he came on against Bournemouth. He's played for Italy. And I think that's why he's going to play the Premier League game rather than the Champions League game. So that, I mean, obviously, I could be completely wrong. But I would trust Destiny defensively for the power and everything. But also, you got to remember Somerville on the other side, and they do sometimes switch. Then if Spence is going up against Bowen, no problem. Spence, Van der Ven, Kuti, Porro. Wait a minute. So you're playing Spence left. Okay, she's playing Spence left. Okay, gotcha. So Spence, Danso, VDV. Oh, you're dropping the captain. You're dropping the captain. Do you know what? Frank hasn't still announced his leadership team, has he? So who's going to be captain if he's not there? Same as me. Big up, J-Pax. Big up to you. Vicario, Spence, Romero, VDV, Destiny is a shout. That's exactly what I'm going for, Louis. That's exactly. Big up to you, Ted, from R&D. Udogie is as good a defender as Porro, if I'm honest. Would prefer Porro at right back, but resting him is an interesting call. This is the thing. What we got to remember, Ted, last season, with all the injuries and everything we had, Porro has become like the new Højbjerg. He just plays and plays and plays and plays and plays and plays, and he had a dip in form. What we have to remember as well is going into this stint until the next international break is Thomas Frank is going into Europe for the first time. He's going to have to be juggling 3 competitions, i.e. Carabao Cup as well. This is all new to him. And he's going to have to start planning, right, I need this player for this game and this player for this game. And we've got a squad. Whether people think it's strong enough or whatever, that's by the by. We need to be able to rotate players and keep people fresh and not overplay them and get injuries coming because of overplaying. So we shall see what happens. Spence, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, agreed. You know what? I'm surprised that a lot of people agree with me on this one. I thought there was going to be a bit of Spence left wing, stopping Bowen, Porro, Danso. So 1 second. Spence, Porro, Danso. And right back. Oh, I'm guessing you're saying Porro. Wait a minute. Oh, Porro or okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you. Somerville against Porro will be the battle or Spence. I'll stick Destiny on Bowen. This is what I'm saying. 4-3. Yeah, I think he's going 4-2-3-1 again. Personally. Yeah, Destiny did play some games did play some minutes for Italy. Depending on game, Davies and Gray could come. Maybe. Not dropping. I'm resting. You know what I mean. We're going to get to that position shortly, Jack, buddy. Let's see what else we've got. We may play similar. This is why I thought back 3 tie. I really, that's what I thought. Yeah, I get that we are Spurs TV, but it's not about just keeping this spot. It's about keeping everyone fit and fresh and sharp. So I think you just move Spence to right back for this game. Spence is still in the squad. I think this game he needs to. That's what it is. I mean, I'm one of the. I agree with you in certain positions that you have to earn that back. And I would have said if this was if we weren't playing in Europe on Tuesday, or let's say the week after the Carabao Cup midweek, I'd have said Spence left back, Porro right back, done. But we've got in the next, just from here to till I get to England, we got West Ham tomorrow, Villarreal, Brighton, Doncaster, and Wolves. So we're at the 12th now. In 15 days, we got 5 games. Or 14. No, we're doing maths. 14 days. No, 14 is 2 weeks. No. So, yeah, because we play, tomorrow in 2 weeks, we've got 5 games. So they've got, there's not going to be one player, I think, that plays all 5 games from the start. So we've got to look at it in that way. But I understand if it had just been Premier League week, I'd be completely in agreement with you. Complete agreement with you. Who do you reckon will end up? I'm hoping Pedro Porro, and probably it will be Bentancur. I think Bentancur and Porro personally, because the reason I say Porro as well is he bleeds Tottenham, but the most important thing you want from your captains and leadership team is them to be available, and Porro gives you availability. So good evening, Daniel. So yeah, we've done that position. So let's see. Now, big up to you, Lorraine. This is the thing. Like I said, nothing is going to be right or wrong with this. This is just us talking. Yeah, again, this is what we're saying, Dan. I think for this game, you put him right back and give Destiny minutes because we need Destiny to keep him fit. I want Porro has just played 180 minutes for Spain. Come back. And we've got to start rotating. I know it's only September, but we've got to keep players fresh and sharp. The one game, Omar, that I hope he wins 4-4-2. I could make. Could you imagine? Here's a question, Brian, mate, about. Oh, Jesus. Here's a question, Brian, mate, about Daniel Levy. Now that he's gone, do you reckon the sacking manager culture? Joe, I hadn't even thought. Well, put it this way, mate. As you know, I hope Thomas Frank is here. I hope he becomes our longest serving manager in the Premier League era. I've said it and I'll stand by it till the day he goes. I think whatever day he does leave that club, our club, hopefully it's many, many, many years away, I think he leaves as our most successful, one of our most successful managers of all time. You got Bill Nick, Keith Birkinshaw, and I reckon you'll be putting a Thomas Frank in there. I am that, honestly, people know my love for him. So I would literally, that I stand by it. I stand by it. But right, if you want a Doji to play it, I put that. Oh Jesus Christ, my good God! Right, people. Midfield 3. Are you playing? And again, you can mix and vary this if you want to play a 3, as in 4-3-3. Fine. If you want to play the double pivot and the one that me and Simeon went for was Paulinia, Bergvall, Simmons. And let's just say that if this does happen, already, let's just say my selection's right in defence and what some of you guys agreed with. That's Porro and Danso on the bench, as we know. Then if we play that midfield 3 that we just said of Bergvall, Simmons, Paulinia, that's Bentancur and Sarr on the bench. We talk about how this bench needs to get stronger. Well, and the only reason we went Paulinia is obviously it's a London derby. Paqueta's in there, Somerville and Bowen. I think we need a Paulinia in there, or a Bentancur was the other one. But I think Bergvall showed against Bournemouth when he came on. He was the one midfielder that was trying to carry the ball forward and get there. And we have to give these guys will have to get minutes. You got to remember as well, Frank's got to try and keep these people happy, because players, if they don't play, start getting a little bit. I know they're all going to be putting together as a team, but they want minutes. So let's see what people are going for midfield wise. Like Liran said, like, comment, please subscribe. Subscribing is really important to us to help this channel grow. There's 99 of you in here. Super chats are open, but they're never obligation. They just make sure that your comments get read out and discussed in depth when you do it. And it's a great way to support the channel, but we never say, come on, get them in. But you feel free to if you'd like to. But please do like and subscribe to the channel. Let's have a look. Paulinia, Bergvall, Xavi. Yep. Well, do you know what? Yeah, I think this is the thing. Xavi's going to be playing a lot, and I think Xavi's ready for it. So there we've got Simmons, Bergvall, Bentancur, Sarr, and Bergvall. Rest Polini. So you haven't even put Simmons in there, Brandon. Interesting. You think he might come on and have an impact? I think Simmons does start. Mawani, we'll discuss in a minute when we get to the front three. But Bentancur, Sarr, Bergvall, rest Paulinho, or Paulinho against Partey. That's going to... Bentancur, Bergvall, Simmons. So you're swapping Paulinho with Bentancur from my one, West Coast. Bentancur, Paulinho. So you're going for a 4. 1, 2, yeah, okay. Or you... Wait a minute. Bentancur or Paulinho. Gotcha. I gotcha. I misread the slash. There you go. Mr. Joshua's agreeing with me. Paulinho, Bentancur. Oh, for God's sake. Scott, I don't know if you're just saying this for jokes now. I honestly, you can't be... If he plays the midfield I said or something, he has got to mix the team. He has to. If he doesn't play this 3, and I see you honestly saying Frank out, I will be like, are you mad? I'll be like, seriously, are you mad? Because he's got to rotate this squad. He's got to rotate this squad. Paulinho, Bentancur, Bergvall, okay, put that front 3 Archer in a second when we get to the front 3. Thomas Frank, this is the thing. As we've said, and again, this will be towards Scott as well. One of the main reasons I wanted him in was his tactical nous, his adaptability, and his variations of game management and play. That doesn't mean play different formations, but play the same players. He will get tunes out of these players. Maybe not all of them, but he will. And I don't think there's anything wrong with a midfield of Simmons, Paulinho, Bergvall. I really don't. I mean, again, it could be that and it could come back wrong. But I've got faith in what Thomas Frank will be doing with the lads. Paulinho, Bentancur, Simmons. Okay. I think that's the first choice front 3. Daddy, I reckon for the big, like, if you're playing a North London derby, that I think will be the midfield in November, barring injuries. Banner record 3-5-2. I can't wait to see them together. Has to be Sarr, Xavi, Paulinho. Okay, I can understand that. But Esteric, how are you, buddy? I hope you're good and well. Are you playing Sarr in the 8 then? In his more natural position, would you say, which we think he is? There's no way you're Frank out already. Mate, he won't be. He won't be. Mate, Scott, it's a team game. It is a team and a squad game. Paulinho maybe to Mark Paqueta and so. Yeah, that. See, I understand that, Sonny. I understand that. Mate, he's got to deal with the players he's got, and you've got to give Frank time to develop these players. There are players that play shit for one manager and switch like that for another manager. Scott, I think you're being unreasonable here, buddy. I really do. How could you forget about him? What a lovely thing to forget. I'd bring on either Paulinho or Xavi. Impact is... Yeah, but you know what it is, Ian? I think we've shown how badly we need creativity. And you know West Ham are going to be all over Kudus. They are going to be over him and wanting to hack him down and do everything. And the crowd will get ramped up by fouling him and everything. I think Xavi is an integral part of this game. I think he is a major, major part of this game. Against the West Ham, we should dominate possession. We only need either Paulinho or Bentancur, and then Sarr or Bergvall. And I completely agree. Paulinho, Xavi, Bergvall. It's mate. Honestly, big up, Jason, buddy. I hope you're good, buddy. I hope you're good. this is the thing. We've got to keep this team fit. We've got to keep this team fit. I think January we'll get some of the crap players out and we'll get a few. Agreed. Agreed. They'll 100%. You got to remember as well, Dan, look what we did with him or how he reacted. This is the other thing we've got to be careful with him, is look how he reacted at Tottenham West Ham when that ruck started and he went over the top and got sent off. It reminds me, do people remember back in the day when we had Adebayor and the Arsenal fans and whatever got to him and he got a red card at the Emirates? He's going to have to be on his game and not rise. He's going to have to not rise. I think Romero will have to have a very stern talking with him before they go out and say, don't do anything stupid, don't bite. They're going to try and get to you. I think there is no way they don't try and antagonise Kudus. I really just can't see any other way. So Romero did come back early, Sonny, which he was suspended for Argentina's second game. So he came back early. But you could say, oh, well, he was suspended. He just came back early. Romero would normally always stay there for both games and be with the team and then fly back after. So in a way, yep, it's brilliant that he's like, yeah, do you know what? I'm suspended. I'm going to go back home to London and get back to the training ground, which is great. It's great to see him hungry, but I think it had more to do with the suspension than anything else. Sarri all day is not a 10 or yeah. I mean, well, Sar's not done bad at 10. Obviously, but against Bournemouth, he was a little bit shabby. But everyone was, apart from Van der Ven and Vicario. I don't think Frank is going to lose 2 games in a row. Yeah, he's not. There you go, buddy. This is the thing. I don't see. I mean, I think Bergval's going to come on leaps and bounds this season. I really do, and he'll be the carrier. Paulinho will do the dueling and the winning the tackles that he does, and then it will be get the ball to Xavi. I really do think that's where it'll be. Frank will start creating partnerships like Paulinho and Sarr together. Could well be, or the other way around, couldn't it? It could be Paulinho and Bergval, Sarr and Bentancur. But yeah, you're right. I agree. Paqueta is in serious form. That's why back 3 could make sense. Yeah, it could be a back 3 tomorrow. I personally thought that, but like I said, we did it on We Are Tottenham TV that we went 4-2-3-1. So that's how we're doing it here. But you guys can have it any way you want. In that case, start Xavi, bring on Paulinho and throw. Okay, yeah, that could work. Bring him off the bench. That could work. Agreed. In this game, I think we need to. Obviously, it's always great to score first and early on, but I think it's going to be very, very important in this game. I really do. Paulinho, Charles. Okay, all right. So I got Lions Bears tickets given to me. I can't wait to see it. Oh, mate, is that vented? Is that, I can't remember. Is that at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or is that you're going to be here on this side of the pond? I'm hoping to get to an NFL game this year, but it all depends on when I come back, what games are available, and if we can get to Buffalo or Detroit. So we shall see. But I'd love to go to an NFL game. Period. Oh, I'm late. Did we win? Yeah. Well, see into the future, Jazzy. We're going to win. I love the idea that Romero talks to someone to keep. I know. I mean, I didn't even think of it that way, but I think Romero is going to be that kind of captain. Obviously, we didn't see Sonny, or does Sonny have that in him? The Romero hot streak. Obviously, we never saw it behind the scenes. We all know he has got a hot streak, and I think if they do try and get to him during the game, let's say he goes down with a flying tackle, I think you'll see Romero sprinting as quickly as possible to get there and break it up and stop him, because he's going to have to keep his temperament. Big up to you, Jack. Right, let's go on to the top 3, or the front 3, sorry. Let's go front 3. And again, it's not who do you want, it's who do you think Frank will go with. Obviously, we know Kudus, right? we went with, and Simeon mainly did it. It was definitely Kudus, right? He went with Richarlison up top and Tell left back. And the reason for Tell is obviously Champions League coming up. Is Johnson going to be the left back? Is Mawani left forward? Is Mawani going to come off the bench? Is Mawani going to start? If he does he start up top? But I think Tell's. I actually said to Sim, I think it'll be Odebear. But Sim, I said I think we might see Tell play against Doncaster. I think we might see Tell play those sort of games. But he thought after the international break and he got those couple of goals, maybe his confidence is, and a kind of, right, you didn't get to be in the Champions League game, you're going to get a game here, show what you can do. So we went Kudus, Richie, Tell. But if I was choosing the three and it was been down to me, I'd have gone Kudus, Mawani, Odebear. So that would have been my three, but that was the three Simeon and I did together. So let's see. When was the last time I went to a home game? I'll give you the exact date. Spurs to Manchester United 2. Not 2024. April. Scored a 79th and equalised conversion. Yep. So the last time I was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was April the 27th, 2023. And I walked out in the 61st minute for obvious reasons. 61 the double team. I got sick and tired of the way the fans were just allowing this crap to happen. And I walked out and I said, I will not step foot back in this home ground until Daniel Levy's gone. And I thought it would be a lot longer. I was like, that's it. I refuse to step foot in. People offered me free tickets. I was like, nope. I said, I'm not going in and I won't. So April the 27th, 2023. So what's that? 2 years, 5 months. It will actually be 2 years, 5 months to the day when I go in. So almost 2.5 years. Obviously, I missed a load from being here. But I'm very much looking forward to going in. Very much looking forward to going in. So let's go into the front three people have gone for. Simmons, Richie, Kudus. And you got Kolo Mawani and Brennan as impact subs. All right. Get that. Kudus, Richarlison, Odebear. Front three, Kudus, Richie, Johnson. Tell. You gone? Wait a minute. So wait a minute. You're dropping Kudus, like so. So you're going Tell on the right, Kolo up front, and Brennan Johnson left back, left wing. Or you put or it could be BJ Wright. Let's have a look. From what I've seen of Frank, I think either Bergvall, or Xavi. I don't think he'll make two changes to it. Okay. Oh, that's fair. I can understand that. Kudus, Kolo, Richie. Yeah, I mean, Richie could go left, couldn't he, Mr. Joshua? He could. We'll see you when you come back, buddy. Kudus, Richie, Kolo on later and Odebear. Tell needs some minutes. Jonathan, he's going to get. He'll definitely play against Doncaster without foul. He can't play against Villarreal. Will he play against Brighton? So he's going to get minutes somewhere in the next couple of weeks for sure. Maybe it'll be Odebear and he'll come on in the second half. Maybe. I mean, that's what we're going to have to do. What Scott said should be random fan Mawani Kudus, but clueless Frank. Oh my good God, Scott! Now I think you're just doing it to wind me up. Now I just think you're doing this to wind me up. I really, really do. I really do think you're doing this to wind me up because you can't be saying that. You can't believe that seriously. You can't. Attack Odebear, Richie, Kudus. Okay. Kudus, Richie, Odebear. Let's have a look. Should be Kudus, Tell, and Richie. Where are you put? Have you done it in that order, West Coast? You're putting Tell in the centre, Richie on the left, or were you other way? I would play Odebear on Tuesday, and Johnson can back up Kudus. There you go. That's an option. There is getting back on the right. I expect Johnson, Richarlison, Kudus. I'd rather see Odebear on the left. Probably too early for Mawani to start. Yeah, that's fair. He could come off the bench. But you got to remember, Jason, he's been there since deadline day. He didn't go on international duty. So he has had 2 whole weeks with Frank. Obviously, the first team only came back in dribs and drabs this week. So he might not have had a load of time with the first teamers. Does he come? It could be come off the bench. He could be to come off the bench. Tell has to get a start. Mate, it could be a bluff. I mean, I will say again, I did say it and people will know what I was saying about Solanke. He's not fit again, but apparently when I said 2 to 3 months, and people are like, no, Frank said after the international break. But what do you know? He's not ready, and we'll see. That's why I think we got Mawani in as well. There is no way. There is no way that Kudus doesn't start this game. There is not a chance of all games. He will be pumped up on adrenaline for this game. There is absolutely no way that he does not start this game. Not a chance. Look who's joined. By the way, to Frank or not to Frank will be next week. I just remembered as well, usually, I know I said Monday, but one of my friends is flying in from London and I got to meet him at the airport. So if it's not Monday, it won't be Tuesday because of the Champions League. It will be Wednesday. It's Monday or Wednesday. Monday or Wednesday, there will be to Frank or not to Frank where we go over August. Or, Eugene, shall we wait till October in the international break and we do... Message me on WhatsApp, say, yeah, that sounds better. Shall we do during the international break, which is like the 4th of October, after the Leeds game, shall we do August, September in one big thing and put us back on track? What do you reckon? Send me a message on WhatsApp. Big up, Matt. I think it'll be Tell, Richie, Kudus, and Mawani will come off the bench. He hasn't played a game. That's a good point. Maybe you're right there. Okay. Partially to wind you up and partially out of frustration with the team, club, and yes, Frank as well. Okay. I know you're doing it like Alfie Divine. I know you're doing it like your Alfie Divine blasphemy. Like I said, he's got to keep his team fresh for the league. I think the league is the number one thing for Tottenham this season. Not to go for the Premier League, but obviously to get back in that top 5 and whatever. And he's got to rotate Scott. He's got to rotate and keep these players fit and give them game time and keep them fresh and keep them hungry. So he's going to have to. But I thought you might be doing it partially to wind me up. And you know what? I literally hear, when I can see that you're thinking that you're typing, I could just hear the Dr. Evil laugh with you laughing at yourself whilst doing it. I can actually see that. Big up Spurs Patriots. Brian, in TOTV, you both had Sar out the we are Tottenham TV. No, mate, I know he loves that dude, Spurs Patriots, and that's why I think he wants to keep him fresh after travelling back and ready for action in the Champions League. That's the thing. What you got to remember, Spurs Patriots and everyone in here, I'm literally, when I'm saying this, it's not a case of dropping him. Frank, for the first time, is dealing with 3 cup competitions right here, right now, with Europe and playing games absolutely regularly. And he's got to keep his players available fresh and think about, okay, what games am I going to need them for? And there's going to be times this season where he's going to mix it up to keep the opposition on their toes, to keep the players on their toes and always striving to... We've had the last few years where players know if you're fit, you're playing. Doesn't matter how crap you've been. I won't drop you. You're playing. You look at all the big teams, they will rotate around the Champions League so their players are fit for the Champions League. They will rotate and keep their players fresh. I've got no doubt that he loves Sarr. And I think Sarr is the most improved player since he's been there. I don't think tomorrow, I think he could well be on the bench because he's been playing the 10 and he will play Simmons there. It's whether he then plays him as the 8 or wants to keep him fit and ready and raring for the Champions League because he could be crucial in the Champions League. So that's where it is. We can't just... This season, it's not going to be the same 11 every single week, especially when it's 2 games a week. It just won't be. So if he does start that game, I expect him to be on the bench for the Champions League because he'll be wanting to keep players fresh. Who are the two you'd have behind Simmons? Jack, I went, but when I did this with We Are Tottenham TV, we said Bergvall and Paulinho. So we went Bergvall and Paulinho, and Bentancur will come either off the bench or be available for Tuesday. Tell should be nowhere near the first team on Saturday just because he can't play Tuesday. He can't play Tuesday because no, it's not. He's not good enough, buddy. Well, in a way, it is, but I think this showed clearly that Spurs brought him in. Frank obviously okayed it because there was a deal in place already, but it's not the player he wanted. And that doesn't matter, Sonny. He's going to get game time. He is going to get minutes. There is no doubt whatsoever. And he could turn it around. Not saying he will. The guy is 20 years old. He's had a rough start to Tottenham. Went away on French international duty, scored a couple of bangers, although it was on the right-hand side, not the left. He will get game time. He will get game time. It's just whether they do tomorrow. I personally would start Odegaard on the left. That's my personal preference with what we've got. Good morning, James. I hope you're good and well, buddy. Favourite Spurs song? Oh, my God. That's a great question, people. What is everyone's Spurs favourite Spurs chant? What is everyone's favourite Spurs chant? That's a great question. That's a great question. I don't want to see Tell anywhere near this third team. Look, Daniel, I understand that. Listen, I do understand the frustrations that people have around him. I totally get it. But he is going to get game time. He is going to get game time, and we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. Whether he starts tomorrow, like I said, I would rather start Tell. Mate, the reason I don't do watch-alongs, or this channel doesn't do watch-alongs, is Ben is a season ticket holder, and he goes to every home game. Obviously, we're away tomorrow, but when I'm here, every single game I'm at the Scotland Yard. So I can't do a live watch-along from there because the sound's on the crowd. So also with watch-alongs, there are so many channels that do it. And it's such a saturated market. And then it goes from me being able to sit down in the pub and enjoy it. Not that I wouldn't enjoy doing it live with all you guys watching. I will be doing a few at We Are Tottenham TV when I'm back home. But yeah, this channel just won't be doing watch-alongs because I'm at the Scotland Yard and Ben is at all the home games. Oh, mate, do you know what? This is the question. This is the question. We've been discussing this on We Are Tottenham TV, and we discussed this on Tottenham on Tour this morning. Should, or should I say when, Kudus scores his first goal for Tottenham tomorrow, do you guys think he's going to celebrate? Do you guys think he's going to celebrate? I think he is. I think he's going to literally do one of those where he grabs the shirt and kisses it, and the whole West Ham will go nuts. I think the whole of West Ham will go absolutely goddamn nuts. So I am going that he will be scoring. I'm going that he will be scoring. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Will he celebrate? I don't. It's not so, mate. There's people going way OTT. It's not suicide in the slightest. Yes, no question. I do think he'll celebrate. Absolutely, sitting on it, mate. Could you wonder if they still have the still available to him, or Spurs he'll bring one with Spurs. He will celebrate. I think Kudus hears the noise and he'll be celebrating. Maybe even does that when he scores. Kudus will go off, I reckon. Yeah, mate. I kept saying, could you imagine if he did a full-on Adebayor, which I don't think he will do, but I do think he'll run over to the. I think he will run over to the Spurs fans and celebrate. So we shall see. We shall see. If he does, that's not a bad idea. Doesn't everyone? Why would, mate? Haven't you seen West Coast Spurs? When people play against their old teams, sometimes if they've left well or whatever, they won't celebrate. They'll just be like, they sometimes go like this and go, sorry, or they just walk off. They won't or walk. But the other players will come and hug them, but they're just like, sorry. I just don't think. I don't think Kudus will be able to go like that. I think it will get to him. And he'll go mad. Yeah, I don't think he will do an Adebayor. And let's face it, if he tries to do an Adebayor towards the West Ham fans, he's going to be knee sliding on the running track, and that will fuck his knees up. So I hope he doesn't do that. Tell just isn't good enough for now, but mate, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, who knows? He could get a game, score a couple of bangers in the league, and then away he goes. Not saying it will happen. I'm not writing. I think he's got a lot of improving to do. But I'm not writing him off. Is Kudus the salt? Pretty much. So again, when I was doing We Are Tottenham TV today, sorry, they did a preview with Nicky, who's got a big West Ham channel, and they asked, is Kudus the player that is probably going to, in recent history, that is going to get the biggest crescendo of boos and the most hostile and toxicity thrown at him? And he was going, absolutely. They are ready for him. So I don't know if I'll go as far as Sol Campbell, because obviously Campbell was a Spurs project, part of the youth setup, grew up through the Spurs ranks. So I don't know if you could say that, but of modern history, this is the player they are waiting to get back or give the most heat to, for sure. Yeah, there's that one. You saw Gareth Bale do it against Southampton in his first stint. There's a lot of players that will not celebrate against their previous club. If you were a player, would you be shithouse or respectful if you scored first year? It depends, buddy. It depends. If I had left the way Kudus had left West Ham, absolutely, I would. Put it this way: if I ever made it professional, I think I would celebrate. I don't think I'd celebrate against Spurs. If I was playing for another team and I scored against Spurs, I don't think I'd celebrate. That's the only team. I actually had it. I used to play football to quite a high standard back home. Never made it pro or made it just below semi-pro. But I had people look at me when I was younger. I had Bristol Rovers when I was a lot younger. Want to have a look at me. And I used to just joke about it with my dad. And I said straight away, Dad, if I ever made it, I'd make you my agent, because you would have my best interests at heart and you wouldn't rip me off or try and stitch me up. But I used to say to my dad, when you start playing championship manager and everything, you start learning about the clauses and everything. And I said, all I would ask for in a release fee, no matter where I was like, if Tottenham Hotspur come in for me, I need a release fee. Any other team, you can turn it down. But if Tottenham Hotspur come in for me, that would be the only clause I would want in any contract if I ever made it. And yeah, Tottenham would be the only team I don't think I'd celebrate against. But if I left the club as a professional, if I made it and I was a fan favourite or I left on all good terms, then no, I wouldn't. I don't think I would. But Spurs, I definitely would have been. If I left him the way Kudus did and the way Kudus has been treated after, absolutely, I would. So yeah. Laugh if he said, "Oh, mate," or if he finds those bobbles and he just starts popping them, that'll be great. You think he's going to get assist? Kuda's going to assist Colo and be chill about it. Yes, no, I think even an assist he might give it. The goal will go mad. Not a chance. Not a chance. I just couldn't see that. Where was it? Every West Ham fan I've heard said, I heard say, is leave one on early. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things they will try and do, won't it? But I think if Kudus plays the kind of game he did against Burnley and Manchester City, I think he's going to know that one's coming in. And you know when the players just touch the ball a little bit quicker and then they go down and get the yellow card, I think he's fully aware. And if he's got the right frame of mind in him, he's got such close control and explosive pace to get past people and power. I think he could have a very, very effective game for us. I'm not shocked, Lorad. I mean, are you shocked we went from him in January, or are you shocked we re-signed him? Because as soon as we got him on loan, it was pretty much set in stone that he was going to come. But that was before Frank had come in. If we have a serious 9, then Kudus is the perfect. Correct. Let's hope. I just can't see us getting MGW this in January, let's say, on a swap deal. I could see us going back in for the summer for him, and if we get him, my God, I'll tell you what, if we go back in for him at any time, I ain't saying a bloody word. I'm not tweeting a bloody thing about it. I am just going to go, I think you just refused it. I wouldn't refuse, buddy. I mean, obviously, I don't think I'd refuse. It'd be an honour to play against them. Obviously, a bigger honour to play for them. But I definitely wouldn't celebrate against them. I just don't think I could do it. I'd wait until I scored against the Filth. Oh, mate, if I scored against the Filth. Do you remember Teddy Sheringham? He would, mate, when he was at United or anyway, he'd always go crazy when he scored against the Filth. I would go nuts. It'd be my dream to score against the Filth. Like I said, it all depends, Ozzy, on how I left that club. Put it this way, guys. Let's do it that way, like we've all been saying just here. If you were Kudus right now and you left West Ham the way you did, how it happened, big up, Dave. Big up. I'm all good, buddy. I hope you are as well. People, if you were Kudus, I think he gets an assist tomorrow. I think Joe what? I think he's going to have a very good game tomorrow. I do. Hey, everyone, big up, Nick. Big up. Swim Masters here. Big up to you, buddy. I think he seems strong mental. This is what we got to see. I think that's another good thing. The stage, that's a very good point, actually. With the stage, the fans being so far away, yes, it will be toxic, but it won't be right on top of him, will it? It's a really good point, actually. Mate, can you imagine? You got to remember when Sunderland lost to West Ham. Sorry, when West Ham lost to Sunderland, they had the banners out about Kudos. They were mocking him, and then obviously 2 assists and a man of the match performance when they're on the way home looking at it. But guys, would you celebrate if you were Kudus and you scored tomorrow? I would celebrate with a chair in the West Ham. Oh, mate, it'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Another way we'll know if Enoch has changed. Let's say one of our loans stinks it up this season, and we don't sign him on a permanent. That's another. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I wonder if Tomori regrets not playing for Canada since he doesn't get a call up, or maybe he don't. Who knows, buddy? Who knows? But I tell you what, Canada beat Wales. It was a very open game in the first half, back and forth. Got a little bit nitty gritty, but a great free kick won it. I didn't even know Canada in the top 30. I think in the World Cup, especially on home soil, they against Holland in the Qatar World Cup, they were fantastic in the first half. They always have the problem of being able to create but not finish. I think they'll surprise a couple of people in the group stage. Whether they get through is another thing. I think always, you know what happens on home soil. it normally has a big advantage. And it'd be, if Canada got through the group stage, it'd be absolutely fucking awesome. Thomas, Frank, Thomas, Frank. There you go, Lorraine. I haven't done it yet. Oh, I didn't even open up the Frank therapy session for all the Frankaholics, which is now open. Thank you very much, Liran. The way they shout kudos when he left, he's got, mate. I really think that is going to happen. I really think that is going to happen. I'll be in the car with a West Ham fan on the way to when the game is on. Oh, mate, you have a great time. You have a great time, buddy. Right, here we go. Yes, you would celebrate. Kudus won't celebrate. I think you're wrong there, Liran, but we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see. Yes, absolutely from Ollie Ham. Canada, mate, if Canada win the World Cup, that will be bigger than Greece winning the Euros. That will be, do you know what, if Canada won the World Cup, that would be the biggest Leicester City story. I think it would even be bigger than the Leicester City story. I had a dream once that I scored out Highbury for Swindon Town. All of all teams. Hey, when Hoddle was their manager, I think he was their manager. I'm 43 now. That must have been yeah. Well, put it this way: it's before he even became Chelsea manager. Before he even he was Chelsea player manager, wasn't he? Then he gave up, went from Swindon to Southampton. Mate, I remember him being manager of Swindon. Jesus Christ. Canada have been gradually getting better and creeping up. They have, mate, and they're doing it with the American Jesse Marsch, the former Leeds manager, is our manager currently. What are you going to do when Frank runs? What? That's a great. I might have to use that, buddy. I might have to start using that one. I fucking love that. I don't know. He wasn't that chill decking. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very, very good point. Already, Klein, mate, I can't believe that's actually your ringtone, geezer. I can't believe it. At the moment, mate, Canada, USA are in an absolute mess. An absolute mess with Poch. 5 games, 5 defeats. They are in a massive, massive, massive state at the moment. Worried for Poch at USA. Seems like do you know what it is as well, Vented? It's because as we know at Spurs, he loved having the players daily, and he does such a strenuous and big fitness regime to get you right up the top. That he doesn't get to do it with the international football. He has them for 2 weeks. I think when he gets them for the World Cup and has them for a few weeks before, he may be able to get them more fitter, but he is not doing good at the moment. Right now, Canada, I would say so at the moment. That's obviously, I mean, I can see Scott, he can't even with his own country. Shouldn't that be when Frankomania? There you go. That's been adapted. Yeah, that's been adapted. Nathan, you agree with Ozzy? You agree? America is terrible at the game. Yep. We beat Japan. Oh, you beat Japan. Well done. Well done, brother. Canada soccer is terrible. Football. I can't believe. Whenever I say that word, I've got to hit myself. USA show disrespect. I see their team on paper. Yeah, I think at the moment Canada is better. Yeah, that's a good point. Japanese football is good. Bad players, all folk. Oh, mate, I look. Obviously, you've watched Canadian football a lot longer than me. You know more than me about it. I think we've got some decent players, or for us then, and obviously Tajon Buchanan, I would have at Spurs all day long. People watch out against Villarreal. Just keep an eye on Tajon Buchanan, and obviously I'm going to do a on Tuesday. So Sunday, obviously there's going to be Late Night Lilywhite, and Tuesday after Villarreal, keep an eye on Tajon Buchanan, and for the Late Night Lilywhite on Tuesday, I'm going to have Nate from Canadian Dose of Spurs. So there's going to be a fellow Canadian with me. And we'll be talking with you guys like we did last time with Liran and Jack. So we shall see. But I think Canada are far better than America right now. And we'll see what the World Cup brings. Japan are actually a very good team. I will say that. But at least they've got a win now. At least they've got a win finally. Yeah, at the moment, what's actually happened to Alfonso? Because obviously I didn't see him I haven't been keeping an eye on him at Bayern or anything, but I saw he's obviously not played recently. Neither was it. Okay, so there you go. Brian, with USA, it's not Poch. It's the US trying to herd cats into a bag. It's never worked. So frustrating. Like you guys know better, but I think where I'm getting at with Poch, Spurs Patriots, is his fitness regime and those double sessions and getting them up. His training was so, as we saw when we had him, when we were scoring goals late on, he really, really got them up to such a level of fitness that during the games they're ready, which obviously he can't get into a system whilst he's there. But hey, you know more about the American FA and what's going on with it. So I'll take your word for it. This is the best Canada team we've had ever. Vintage, you know what? I remember watching the World Cup and I was back home again. I did the watch along with Ben and Sim for the Holland game, the first game, and I thought we were excellent. And again, the only problem we had is we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And obviously we paid the price at the end. Then the second game, I can't remember who we played, but we scored first. Alphonso Davies scored, if I remember correctly. I was watching that at home, and I think I cheered louder for that goal than I had any England goal in the group stages. I was so excited to see Canada get a World Cup goal. I think it was their first ever World Cup goal, because I can't remember if they scored in the 82 World Cup or not. But I think, apart from the actual results, Canada, as a footballing nation that don't get to World Cup regularly, I think they gave a really good account of themselves. Obviously, the finishing let them down. I think Alphonso Davies also missed a penalty, didn't he? But I think on home turf, they could surprise people in the group stage. Poch played a weak side against Korea, wanted to make Sonny feel world class again. Canada will beat the USA. I think they would. If they had to have a game right here, right now, I think Canada would beat America. Ben, put it this way, I didn't want so when Conte lost his job and people were singing in the stadium saying Pochettino's magic, I was like, I don't want him back. I do not want him back at any stretch of the imagination under Daniel Levy, because it will just repeat itself. I said, if we had new owners and we're looking for a manager, I probably would take Poch back in a heartbeat. If they were like, right, here you go, Poch, have what you want. I would not swap Poch for Thomas Frank in a million years. Not a chance. Not a chance. If he was to leave after the World Cup or whatever, I don't care where we finish in the Premier League this year. And I do, but I mean, we could finish anywhere in the league. And if he said to me, give Frank another go or bring Poch back, Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank. Worried for our South American lads for this game week, especially João Pedro. Know how hectic it is for the body to play. This is a big thing, Araban. This is a big thing, but obviously you've got 612 players, so you can rest players very freely. Thankfully, mate, what are you talking about? Thankfully, I'll be working Tuesday, so you don't. It's our first game back in the Champions League, buddy. It's our first game in the Champions League, and there you go, Frankomania. So we've combined the two. We have combined the two. Poch still cannot make in-game adjust. Yeah, do you know what? The one thing that has gotten him sacked, though, do you know what? You're so spot on. You're so spot on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know any of the American players apart from Pulisic. I'm just trying to think. Is there another American player that I can think off the top of my head? Immediately, I went to say Landon Donovan, but that's been ages ago. I still remember from the World Cup '94, Alexi Lalas and Kobe Jones, who went to Coventry. I don't think I can think of another American player. Oh, wait a minute. Anthony Robinson from Fulham, who I would take all day long at Tottenham. There you go. So it's an FA thing. Pochettino needs time with this. Exactly. Jason, I agree with you completely. Oh, they've got to be favourites, mate. Or Argentina. or Argentina will be. Let's have a look. I'm American as well. If you want to know how we fare on the world stage, watch how every foreigner dominates the MLS, no matter what the age. That's a good way of putting it. I mean, how many to the Americans? How many of the American team that will more than likely be playing for the World Cup? How many of them? And I'll go down to the bottom so we can see this. How many of them are playing in the big European leagues? How many of the current American team that you think will go to the World Cup will be in the top 5 leagues, 6 leagues? Okay, most. Really? Oh, that surprises me. You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just can't recall. I can't recall many of the players. I can name as many US play. I can name many US players. The problem is, really good. There you go. Well, almost all the starting 11. Okay, I think they're nearly all playing. Okay. A lot of Canada players play, which is interesting. America has much more. Yeah, they do. They do. There's no doubt about that. There's not. Well, that's not, okay. There we go. McKennie, Ware, Musa. Okay. I don't think I've heard of the third player. Heard of the first two. Oh, also you got is he still at Fulham? Breen or whatever his name is. Tim Breen. Is he still at Fulham? Is he still in the American team? So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh my God, that's a great question. Everyone, was it for people that have been to a Spurs home game? Oh God, Cameron Carter-Vickers, is he still in the American team? Is he still at Celtic? What's your favourite memory attending a home match? So I've got. See, it's hard for me to pick one, and I'll tell you the reason why. My Tim Ream's in the MLS now. Okay, Ream. That's it, not Bream. Ream. My very, very first Spurs game. I'm not going to say with my dad when I went to 4-0 where I saw Gaza for the first time, but my very, very first Spurs game where I went with just friends. I went and it was a Soccer Sunday game. Super Sunday soccer. And this was like in the first year of the Premiership or second? Sheringham. It's the year before we got Klinsmann. 2 years, sir. No, 1 year, sir. It would have been the 90. No, it would have been the 93-94 season. And we played Everton. And this is before the Paxton and Park Lane had been built by Sugar. So it was like the old stadium. And it was a Super Sunday game against Everton. And we were 2-1 down with about 5 minutes to go. And we scored 2 goals, one in the 90th minute and one in injury time. And the winning goal was scored by a player called Darren Caskey. So my very, very first game without friends, without my parents or my dad, was a 2-1 down, 2 goals in the last couple of minutes winner. But then when I had my seat, obviously I went to a lot of the games with Jurgen Klinsmann and some of his games and finishing, my God. My first year as a season ticket holder, we won the very first North London derby I went to with just friends, and Chris Armstrong scored the winner. That was something I'd never, like, literally we spent about an hour and a half in the stadium because they won't let the Arsenal fans out till all the Spurs fans are gone. So we were celebrating like mad, and I do mean like mad. And then I've been to, there's been so many, but I would say those just because it was the first. But I've had many a great moment at home. Away, I keep saying this over and over. I was lucky enough within the space of 2-3 weeks. I went to the Leicester 3-2 when Bergwijn scored like the 3-2 at home, but Bergwijn scored them even quicker. And not only was that incredible, but the afterwards when the players went in was incredible. And then a few weeks later, I was at the empty had when Harry Kane had the game of games and we won 3-2, both with Conte, obviously. My God, the scenes at those games were just incredible. But I'll be interested to see what people have put when we get down here. Brian, do you think now Levy is gone, we do better when they go? Yes, I do. I think we'll see this window. I think a lot of teams will now answer the phone to us where they wouldn't do before, or even think about it. I think people will first listen to Spurs, and I also think the days of Spurs going in and offering way below the belt and then just being stupid and trying to win every single battle or making it a battle and losing, I think they'll want to build bridges so transfers can be done more smoothly. I think both in and out, there'll be a drastic change. I really, really do. Mate, do you know what? When we talk about Cameron Carter-Vickers, who never played a game for Spurs, a competitive game, sent him out on loan all the time. That guy made £7 million in wages at Tottenham Hotspur. Just sitting on the bench or going out on loan. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. Yeah, I hate it when I do it. Tajon Buchanan does not. See, I can see your laughter. He's doing it. You're doing it on purpose. I'm not going to rise. I almost bit. Thomas Frank said 4 hours ago, I've had good constructive conversations with Charrington and the Lewis family, and I feel they will back me and they are happy to get what, mate. And do you know what? I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I am giving them the benefit of the doubt. I am going to enjoy until January just focusing on Thomas Frank coaching staff players. That's it. And I haven't been able to do that for 17 years. So I am really going to enjoy this time up until January. I'm not going to listen to, obviously there's going to be a lot of noise and we'll discuss it on the channel as it's what we do with you guys and you'll obviously want to speak about it. I'm not going to believe any of it until it comes from official sources or David Ornstein. And then we'll see where we go. But I'm just going to enjoy focusing on the football. I can't wait to just focus on the football. Canadian players look like they want to play together. There you go. I mean, I can't vouch for the American side, but they did look. I mean, it was Wales and Wales rested players, but there does seem to be a team ethic. There does seem to be. Yeah, now I know you're doing it on purpose. For what Canada is as a football nation, their players really aren't bad, mate. You will always hear me singing the praises of Tajon Buchanan. Always. I think he's a star. And I think hopefully he'll make it into the Premier League. And hopefully one day it will be in the Spurs shirt. For me, it was beating Chelsea. Is that the 5-1 when it was back? We're talking a long way back when it was the 5-1 with. That's when we lost to Blackburn with Hoddle. Is that the game you're talking, or are you talking about a different game? Are you talking the 5-1? Come out. Let's have a look. 93-94 season. Great finish to the game. Yeah, the Darren Caskey one. It was honestly, it was superb. I remember that game so much. Let's have a look. Chris Richards starts for Palace. Tyler Adams. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I thought, oh yeah, Tyler Adams. I know Tyler Adams. Obviously, he was fouling like crazy against us, wasn't he? And I will say, I hate blaming referees in matches, but Spurs lost that game because of Spurs. But the referee, Simon Hooper, I think it was atrocious for the Bournemouth game. I don't blame Poch. I blame the players for. Yeah, I mean, again, when it comes to the American team, obviously, I cannot really speak up because I don't watch any American international football unless they're playing Canada or England. Does he? I never knew that. Sorry, never been to a Spurs game. Never been to a Spurs game, but how about the catch for the mate? There you go. I mean, hopefully one day, West Coast Spur, you'll be able to get there. Hopefully one day you'll be able to get there. John the Fisherman, big up, buddy. I am great, and I hope you are. Yeah, mate, he made, Jesus Christ, it was going good for him. Going to the Chicago Spurs bar tomorrow to watch the game. Looking forward to it. Yeah, do you know what? When I was speaking with my wife, John, when we were talking about cities she wants to go to, we're talking about like what cities do I want to go to in America. I have to do New Orleans, so I can go to the Saints. My cousin is now living in New York, and obviously New York's very, very easy to get to. Her number one place is Chicago, and normally she wins. So you may see me in Chicago, whether it'll be this season or next season, but I will be in Chicago by the end of next season, minimum. And obviously I'll let you know when I'm coming, and we'll definitely meet up at that bar. We'll definitely meet up. You're going to San Antonio and Tottenham bar. Do you know what, Patrick? My wife is coming to San Antonio, or going to San Antonio on Tuesday. She's in San Antonio from Tuesday to Friday. She started a new job, and that's where their base is. So there's a conference, and they're getting all the employees from around the world. And my wife's the first person in Canada to be working for this company. So she's going to be in San Antonio on Tuesday. Funny enough, she won't be coming to watch Spurs games, so you won't see her. If I'd been coming with her, then I would have been right there with you. But at least I know if we ever go there, you're there. Mate, I will tell you now, not a chance in hell that happens. I literally think we signed... I reckon we signed someone within 5 days max. I actually think within 3 days. And I actually think Spurs will have it all lined up, ready to go pretty much for January the 1st, January the 2nd. There is not a chance in the world that we don't sign anyone. Not a chance. And just like I've got the bet on that I've got to decide with Scott, I'll put a bet on with you. Silly bet, no money, just stupid challenges ones, that we will sign someone in January. Let's have a look. What else we got? Big up, Conrad. I hope you're good and well, buddy. Yeah, the 5-1. Mate, that game, I remember watching at home with my dad. That was a top game. I remember the Teddy Sheringham volley from the edge of or half volley from the edge of the area. That game was incredible. I think it finished 1-1 or 2-1 to Chelsea at the Bridge, didn't it? Canada have definitely improved. Yeah, they have. They have. So that game, as people know, I'm an open book. I don't hide my personal demons and whatever. At that point, when that game happened, when I first moved to Canada, I didn't have my visa as a permanent resident, so I wasn't entitled to. Even if I had, you have to wait 3 months till you can get OHIP, which is our version of healthcare. And one of the very, very first things I should have did when I came here is find an alcohol support group. And I didn't do it because when I first came here, December the 1st, 2017, my back home died 10 days later, and we had to fly straight back home. Then I came back. Then I got my visa granted in February. Then I started work at booking.com. I have friends here, and everything was going so well that I hadn't thought that I hadn't even thought about or had any inclination to drink. And I always knew if I had an episode back home, I knew all my support groups, I could go there. And then the home leg against Ajax, where we lost 1-0, around that time, for the first time in about 3 years, the voices in my head, not literal voices, but I was really, really craving a drink. And I didn't tell my wife because I thought I could handle it. But my mood had started deterioration. And at work, I was getting very, very snappy. And a few days before this game, I said to work, I need time out. And they're like, why? And I said, because I think I'm going to drink again. And I need to go and find a alcohol rehab place, blah, blah, blah. And when I said I needed time out, my work were brilliant, but they're like, Brian, don't you want to be here with all of us that can keep an eye on you and support you rather than you being at home and the temptation for having a drink? And I said, I understand what you're doing, but all it will take is a customer, someone to say something at work, and I will lose my rag. And if I lose my rag, I'll lose my job. Yeah. So I took the time off, hid it from my wife a little bit longer. Then I told my wife, incredibly supportive, an alcohol support group for not only for me, but to start off with how to live with an addict, how to support them, and also to get her feelings across, because it can be difficult. If anyone has lived with an addict or is an addict in recovery, it could be very, very hard for the partner. And thankfully, my wife has always been very, very supportive. When we met in Israel, she saw me at my worst on alcohol. But getting back to it, I decided that I'm not going to go to the Scotland Yard for that game. And the reason I wouldn't go there, the Scotland Yard would never serve me. They know never to serve me a drink. But I could easily go to any of the bars downtown Toronto, apart from the Scotland Yard, get a drink. And I'm actually very, very happy that I didn't go to the Scotland Yard, because after the first half, if I was feeling the way I was and I was in a bar, I'd have walked out of that bar and had a drink without foul, because I'd have been so pissed off. And if I'd gone, and obviously the second half, I'd be excited and happy, I would have gone out and got pissed again. So I watched it at home, chilling, and you know what? I wouldn't have swapped it for the world. I wouldn't have swapped it for the world. But yeah, that's where I was when Lucas got. And there's my story about me. Like I said, I don't hide my addiction and woes and issues that I've been through. In fact, I embrace it and love sharing it with you guys. So if people ever resonate with it or are feeling in that way, they know that they can reach out to me. So there you go. It's bad, but I've seen better games in Wembley. When we were there, then I have a record in the new state. Yeah, Wembley. Did I go to Spurs when that? No, I didn't go to one Spurs game at Wembley. The last game I went to at Wembley was when we lost 4-2 to Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. Is that right? No, that's a complete lie. I went to, just before I moved to Canada, when we lost to West Ham in the Carabao Cup. We lost 3-2, and I think we were 2-0 up. Sissoko scored the first. Was that? I think that was the only. Oh no, another one I went to. I went to the Borussia Dortmund Champions League game when we beat them 3-1. When Harry Kane, shockingly, scored 2 and Son scored 1. It was when Son ran down the touchline, cut in. So yeah, I saw 2 games at Wembley for Spurs. No, why not? You know I don't rate Tajon. Yeah, no, I'm saying you left Tajon out because, oh no, yeah, I get it. You're right. My dear friend, my dear friend, I've Facebook Messenger, David, I am so slow to respond on. WhatsApp immediate or as quick as immediate. I have seen the messages, I just haven't checked them. I hope you and the family are well, brother. He could do. He could do. The only thing I worry about that, Liran, is the only thing that worries me about that is his hamstrings. That's the only thing that concerns me is his hamstrings. But I wouldn't mind seeing him. He could go there at a push in emergency situations. David's saying hello to everyone. Back in the UK for good on October the 2nd. Brother. Daniel, where in the UK are you going to be staying? Because I'm going to be in the UK and in London till the 28th of October. And if you're down to meet up, we can definitely arrange something. That's if you're going to be in London. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully you will be. Who does Scott Emre? He did put the 3. The Spurs are my favourite NBA team, but only partially because of the name. Yeah, my team, Toronto Raptors. But I'm not a big fan. wouldn't say I'm not a big fan. I just don't watch it. I don't sit down and watch it. But I did nearer the end. I did watch it when we won the NBA. That was a quality time. That was quality. I also hope she was telling me she loves Mexican. She loves Mexican food, Patrick. It's her favorite food. She loves it. I didn't used to like it. Now I'm starting to love it, or certain dishes. But yeah, I tell you what though, even for us next week, I know you're going to be in the 30s. We're going to be in the mid to high 20s all week, which is incredible. I love that September and bits of October is still nice and warm here. Some YouTubers say protests do nothing, and the Levy had nothing to do with the fan. Yeah, you know what, Kamal? There's loads of ways of looking at this. Levy has said it sometimes it doesn't get to him, then it does. All I know is obviously, and I can speak for myself and the people I proudly stood with, is I've been protesting properly, as in with people, for 5-6 years, relentlessly. And before me and Stel came on YouTube, no one was talking about it. It may have been the odd, oh, what's Levy doing, whatever. People seem to forget. I've seen a lot of people go, oh, there's only 20 of you or 200 or 2,000. You think that made a difference? I don't think that part did. What I do think made a big part of it was, I think people are underestimating how far this got into the mainstream media and how international it went. This wasn't just Spurs fans at home having a say. It took over YouTube. It took over the main channels like Talk Sports, Sky Sports, you name it, was talking about. It made the New York Times. It made the internet. Then Change for Spurs did their thing. The worldwide coverage it was getting, I do think, had an impact. I do think sponsors and investors may have been, look at this. This isn't the best look. I'm not saying at one point the only reason that Daniel Levy has left is Spurs fans going nuts. Do I think it had a slice to do with it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do I think it had the major impact? No. But remember, like I said, before Stan and I, and this is me giving myself an ego, and again, I will say people like Scott M and others that have known me for a long time via YouTube or personally will know from watching YouTube and mainstream media and call-in shows, no one was talking about it. Like as consistent and as regular as people like myself and Stel. And then after myself and Stel, more and more people started coming on here. So I do think it had an impact. I don't think it. I think the major impact that it had was the coverage it got and how far it blew up. I don't think. I think 2,500 people made a difference in getting the reach out there and making it. But I think the bigger effect that the protesters had was how far and wide the coverage got, if you get what I mean. Mashina Joe, big up to you, buddy. I hope you are good and well. Thank you for becoming a member and an immediate part of the family. Much love to you. Where was I with Kamal's? I've lost where I was. There it is. So yeah, I mean, people, do you know what? People in the comments, what do you think about that question there and what and my definition? Or, and again, like I said, people like Scott M, who have known myself and Stel, I'll probably say in this chat the longest, unless I've missed anyone out. But actually, you guys might have known me longer, but obviously not interacted or a name I'd understand, recognise. In January, they could diss with Man City for 3 weeks. Yeah, I think we get. I think a Savinho comes in. Love you too, brother. Listen. I got up to give up other things when I get. I've got to give up the 6 when I get back. Yep. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. we will sort it. You will put it this way, John the Fisherman. You will know full well when I'm coming. Come out. No one will be able to have an opinion to say if we don't or we ain't in the ballroom clubs. No, how? Yeah. Not trying to make this stream sad, but if you're approaching someone struggling with alcohol, how would you do? If you no, listen, mate. This stream, like I said, we talk about loads of different things. So this isn't sad. This is something vented. I wish more people would say on the stream. And during the next international break, I am going to do a special stream, mental health and addiction, like we normally do. If you're approaching someone struggling, well, the main thing I will say, vented, is I've spent a lot of time trying to help people, whether it be people reaching out to me through the mental health specials or after they hear my story. And one of the things I've learned is people, when I've approached them, sometimes they can take it the wrong way, and it could even push them further. So one of the things I mainly do is I sometimes let them know my story, and a lot of people will know my story. I kind of leave the door open, because one thing I learned is I tried to give up 3 or 4 or 5 times before the actual time that I did. And the only time I did that, the previous times, wasn't because I wanted to stop drinking. It's because I wanted to shut everyone up. They're going, oh, you got an alcohol problem, you've got this, you've got that. I was like, no, you don't, I'll prove it. And the longest I went was 2 weeks. And what I used to do is I used to drink J2Os, which are fruit drinks back home in England. I don't know if they're worldwide. Just trying to think of a drink here that it would resemble. What kind of drink would it be? But what I would do is like imagine like a beer bottle and that kind of thing. But I would have it either in a pint glass or whatever. And within 2 weeks maximum, without people seeing, I started getting double vodkas put in them. And literally within 2 weeks, then I'll be back on the drink. And then the time where I said, you know what, I need to stop. This is like, if I don't stop, I'm either going to end up dead, in prison, or in a mental health unit again. And I didn't want that. My family, I caused my family relationships were strained. My nearest and dearest friends stood by me, but a lot of people were dropping me because I was out of control. I was like, no, I've got to stop this, and I want to stop. And that time that I did. So I always let them know, if you see someone, I wouldn't go, listen, mate, I think you've got a drinking problem, because they can take it the wrong way. But I will always let them know that if they ever need to talk, I'm here ready and waiting, because there's no point. I learned firsthand from myself. If you're just doing it to shut people up or prove people wrong, you ain't going to last long. So that would be mine. Listen, Ted, I'm very, very sorry to hear about your father. Thankfully, at that time, like I said, when I was drinking, before I came to this point, I was literally drinking from... People know my sleep at the moment is rough, and I'm normally awake by 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. If I was still drinking, I would have woken up at 3 a.m., started drinking immediately. No brushing my teeth or washing. Personal hygiene went out the window. And I would carry on drinking, not until I couldn't drink anymore. I would literally drink until I passed out with a drink in my hand or whatever. Then I'd fall asleep. Then I would wake up, and the drink I would have had would have poured over me in my sleep, and I would have thought I pissed myself, which I might have done it anyway. And I'd start immediately again. And it's very, very hard. Listen, the people have got to want to do it, and there are people that want to do it and they just can't deal with it, and they go back. Thankfully, the time I did it, I was able to really commit to it, and I could put myself into a rehab, but it wasn't staying in overnight. It was what do you call it, outpatient. And I'll tell you the biggest story about it. When I actually phoned up this local place, they were in Edmonton, which is near Tottenham, which was, to get there, I had to take 2 buses. I chatted to them and said, listen, I need to stop. I need to stop. And they're like, right, can you get to us? We're based in Edmonton. And I was like, I can't get to you. And they go, why not? And I was like, well, I live in Fosters. They're like, yeah, it's 2 buses. I was like, yeah, I know it's 2 buses. But on those 2 buses, I'm going to pass about 15, 16 pubs. And I don't trust myself not to go into one. And for 2 weeks, they said, right, okay, we're going to come to you every day for 2 weeks. And they did. And the fact that they came to me and realised how dangerous it was for me, it was, it made it a lot easier. It made it a lot easier. But like I was just saying, Ted, I'm sorry that your father wasn't able to do that. And obviously, I don't know how long ago it was. It may have been at a time where maybe the alcohol rehab and everything wasn't as wide open and as available as it is now. But yeah, so that's it. Like I said, I will never ever. It's my story. Like I said, Ollie, listen. When we meet up or on WhatsApp, when I'm WhatsApp you after this, if you ever want to talk, I'm just a message away, brother. I am just a message away. Should be at the yard around 11:30. Yeah, I should be there for 11, buddy. I should be there for 11. I look forward to seeing you. Alex is saying RIP to your brother. This is why I love these shows as well. How this community talk with each other. It's one of the biggest things that I love about it. You guys are awesome. Cheers, James. Cheers. Ted saying thanks. Where is it? Where are we? Where are I? Let's get. We're talking about. Okay, I don't know what that means, but yes. I remember watching that game. Oh, you're talking about. Wait, what game are you talking? Oh, okay. You're talking for a minute. I thought you were talking about the 3-2 to Everton. And now I was about to say that was 1993, 94. I was about to say WhatsApp. I was about to say, Jason, you're a bit wrong there, but then I remember. Mate, we're meeting up. Daniel, listen, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put my email in here. Message me. I am in Fosters. So I don't know if you're in East Barnet. I don't know if you're in or High Barnet. It's a 307. It's a 307 bus away, brother, when you get there. So 100% we're going to meet up. 100% we're meeting up. That is literally right on my doorstep, brother. Email me on the email address I've just put in the chat. Yeah, there's another one from Mr. Joshua. I love this chat. Guys, I fucking love you. Honestly, honestly. Managed Beats, big up to you. Citrus Ball, big up to you. Okay. The Spurs, wait a minute. The Spurs, you mean All or Nothing? You hadn't seen it yet. My God. That tells that documentary is very, very telling. Brian, take the credit. You're a massively significant. Thank you, buddy. I believe he did for what I was saying. There's people saying they had everything and we were a big part of it and massive. I wouldn't go that far, but if we hadn't done what we did, I don't think Change for Spurs comes there. I don't think the media coverage gets there. It may have got there by the end, but it wouldn't have had the starting block and the foundations. My mum is in Mexico. I went to, okay, there you go. BD, Tottenham on tour, question to the chat. What's the minimum January transfer you'll be okay with, given Levy out? Yeah, we had this chat in the private chat. I do believe that's what we'll get. Well, we're going to discuss, Scott, on Sunday the forfeit. We'll discuss the forfeit. I remember being a Levy outer in a Google. Mate, do you know what? I'm going to show you something. Ben Daniels sent it to me. It was so funny. I've literally reached out to them. I'll tell you the story in a minute. Let me get the photo up. Let me get the photo up. Scott, I don't know if I sent this to you. But let me get the photo. Let me just scroll back and get it. Where was it? Here it is. Let me just zoom in. Why is it going? Okay. Right. So the ENIC, the Change for Spurs protest, as we're speaking about it, I went to the one in April for the Southampton game, and obviously it was great to be there. Met so many new people and people that I've known for a while. But the ENIC out stickers and to Change for Spurs, I put it on my forehead. So Ben, as in Ben Daniel from We Are Tottenham TV, he just Googled ENIC, and straight away up on Google was this. And that was on a place called Getty Images, and they were selling it, a small photo at £125, no dollars, a medium size image of $375, and the large image of $550. I was like, wait a minute, surely, I don't care about the image being there, but I'm like, surely there's image rights. So I've sent them an email and I'm waiting their response. But I was like, come on. I hadn't checked, literally, because Ben Daniel Googled ENIC. That was one of the very first pictures that came up. But I made it. I made it onto a website. Thank you, buddy. Levy is probably spending his days not shaving, drinking whiskey. Oh, mate, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some trolling from. Oh, that would make me laugh. That would make me laugh. It was him. Exactly. I mean, Ted, my email I put in there for Daniel. I always put my email in when things like this come up. If you ever need to talk, because you'll find or whatever. If you you've stopped drinking. If you ever need to talk, email me. If you've got WhatsApp, we can speak via WhatsApp, only if you want to. But I always make myself available to talk to people when it comes to mental health and addiction. So if you ever want to, I'm there for you. Won't still no. So he's still got his shares, but he is off the books. He is not on the director. He's not on the board. He's got nothing to do with Tottenham apart from his shares. Nothing. He has got no involvement whatsoever. At least one of the official statements said something about Levy being divisive among the fans. It's clear the protests and the chants again. Exactly. That's where I'm on it. 600 kilometers. Okay, I always work this out. It's definitely not a couple of miles. It's definitely not a couple of miles. I think it's I always get it wrong. The wrong way around. Is it 1.3 kilometers to the mile or 1.3 miles to the kilometer? It's definitely 1.3 to my recollection. I don't like that or the hate that Stel and Sava get. They seem like solid, opinionated guys. So, John, I don't know if you know this. Stel and I went to school together. I've known Stel since 1991. We were in the same class at school. Me and Stel were very, very close, and we drifted apart because he went to uni, I went to work, whatever. We just lost contact, and that was before mobile phones and everything. The way we reconnected is by both of us commenting about Levy out on Facebook, and then we reconnected, then started Tottenham away. Sava, I've never met in person, but obviously done a lot of streaming with him. Stel is a very, very close friend. He's family to me. You think about all these people that stream together and have done things. I've known Stel longer than probably everyone has, apart from Ben and Sim, who are brothers. I've known Stel longer than most people in the YouTube community. Like, if you put Johnny, Lubo, the Spurs five together, and the amount of years they've known each other combined, nowhere near me and Stel. I don't think there's a combination on YouTube, apart from Ben and Sim, who are obviously brothers, that have known each other as long as me and Stel. Me and Stel are very, very tight. Haven't always agreed on everything and the approach to go on things, but I take a bullet for Stel any day of the week. Glazers out. Yeah, look, you're still going. Remember again, oh, mate, you lost your wallet and your credit card and went on a bender. Mate, I hope the hangover was worth it. I hope the bender was worth it. I did that many a time. Many a time, brother. You can tell they made a difference just by the expression on his face during games. Exactly. And also, I think as well, do you remember against Brighton when they were walking around the Europa League Cup? And obviously they went to him on the screen and the boos. There's no way that didn't get a lot. There's no way that didn't get the attention of people. And it gets retweeted all over the shop. Thank you very, very much indeed, Loran. Thank you very, very much. Mate, do you know what? I always say when it comes to this, whenever it comes to this, I had some incredible times on alcohol. And I personally wish I'd just appreciated it more than letting it get to the state that it got. I really do. Because before it became a full-blown issue, I loved going out on the piss with my mates at the weekend or at Spurs or whatever. But I now know that it was the best decision I ever made. And my plan is to never, ever drink again for the rest of my life. But what I do is, rather than saying, let's say I live till I'm 80. So what's that? Another 34 years. If I say to myself now, right, I'm never going to drink again for the rest of my life, 34 years sounds like Jesus Christ. That is, well, it is a long time. I always set myself, still to this day, 17 years sober. I right now say to myself, let's not have a drink to Jewish New Year, which is 2 days after I land back in England, so the 23rd. After that, I'll say, let's not have a drink to Halloween, which is my wife's birthday. Then I'll say, let's not have a drink till Christmas. Christmas to New Year to Valentine's to Easter, whatever, for the rest of my life. Because if I keep saying, right, that's only 5 weeks away, that's only 6 weeks away, that's only a month away, whatever, it is a lot easier to break it down into little goals that sound achievable more than saying, right, I'm not going to drink again for 34 years. And I find that it certainly helped. Mashing Joe, like I said, you got my email. If you ever need to talk, drop me an email. We can exchange numbers. But like I said, believe me, this matter and this subject is more important to me than Spurs. Obviously, Spurs are my love and my first love and what we all love. But mental health and addiction is something I take very, 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 very seriously. And will always, till the day I pass, be there to support people without fail. Oh yeah, that's how you knew us from the Tottenham away days, mate. That was so long ago now. I quit weed 4 days ago. I'm feeling proper ill from withdrawal, but determined. Yeah, listen, mate. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. But yeah, do you know what? Even when I stopped drinking, I went cold turkey, and I kept passing out. And they're like, "How the hell have you done this cold turkey?" It's one of the things we say to you, never do. You got to gradually do it. But do you know what I will say? First of all, you've done 4 days. And I think people say, managed beats, it's the first week to 10 days. Once you've done that, it's kind of out of your system a lot more, and it will become easier. But again, managed beats, you've got my email address. I don't know why I keep going over there. It's in the, you can't, the chat. People, honestly, that email address, I'm going to put it in again just in case people missed it. The email is there. if you ever want to talk, even via email or via WhatsApp or whatever, please reach out to me. Because even if it's when you're going through, like you're about to have a path for you, about to have a drink or about to have a line or whatever, and you just need someone to talk to, you pick up the phone to me. Remember, if you're based in a different country or part of the country and it's time zone differences, if I'm not, put it this way, if I'm awake and I see it, you'll get a message instantly. If I'm asleep, I really can't do anything about it for obvious reasons. But mate, well done for first of all, well done for being 4 days clean. That's incredible. Like you said, if you were doing it every single day and you've gone 4 days straight after a 25 year habit, mate, that's something to be damn proud of. Damn proud of. And well done to you, buddy. Every day, take each day as it comes. Every single day will make you stronger, buddy. Levy is probably sitting in his underwear. Do you know what? Fair play to him if he is. Fair play to him if he is. I have certainly done it the other way around, Mr. Joshua. I have certainly done it the other way around. I even had a punch bag. I've got one of those punch bags. You know where you fill it up with water at the bottom and it's the inflatable one? I've got one of them and I had Daniel Levy pictures all over it. So if he's doing that, fair play. Fair play. You've got 17 or not 17 years of me doing that, but you've got a lot of catching up to do. So fair play. If he is, fair play. What else have we got? So I can see a lot of people talking to each other. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where are we? God to be a bitch giving up alcohol addiction. Respect to it. Mate, do you know what? I made it, Daniel, that I did not go to a pub for 6 months. And one thing I did have to do is at that time I was drinking about 6 to 12 alcohol-free beers a day. And it's very, very, I mean, some people won't be able to do that because once they've run out, they'll be like, oh, fuck it, let's have a beer. I don't know how I didn't do this, but when I was getting wound up or the placebo effect, basically your body got the taste and my body just went from being stressed or withdrawal. My brain was just like, okay, you're having a beer. I went down, and during that first year that I gave up, I had my nan have a stroke, my sister have a miscarriage, my mum get diagnosed with cancer, which thankfully she beat. I had 3 friends die, an auntie die in the first year. Normally, any of those, that's me on a bender. That's me on a bender. And I was like, nope, I'm not giving any of those reasons. Like, if I started drinking because of my mum's diagnosis of cancer, that would have been awful for my mum. It would have been like, I need you to be strong right now, and you've used this as an alcohol. As hard as it was, I had a year where it really tested my resolve. Oh, and my parents' house got broken into whilst mum had cancer, and thankfully she went into work the day it happened. She just had chemo, and it was on a day, for some unknown reason, premonition, she went into work. But if they'd got into the house and just seen her laying in bed unable to move because of the chemo, it doesn't even bear thinking about. But thank God. But yes, I think that made me a lot stronger as well. Patrick, you know what, honestly, and do you know what it is? And I will say to people, it's once you have kicked it and you feel comfortable in yourself, believe me, whether it be coke, whether it be a drug, whether it be alcohol, whether it be weed, whether it be cigarettes, my God, the health benefits and how you feel a few weeks after, incredible difference. And I'll tell you what, my life changed drastically. When I gave up, I was only meant to give up for 3 months, but my life changed so much in 3 months. I was like, that's it, I'm staying. Again, more love for Ted coming. Love having these chats. Another one giving you some love, Ted. Ted's been getting a lot of love. Big up, Daniel, buddy. I hope you're good and well, geezer. I hope you're good and well. Honest opinion, is it harder for the addict or her family having to put my daughter into forced rehab for a coke addiction? Mate, there's well, put it this way. I can relate to it. First of all, I hope your daughter is okay now. I don't know if that's current or in fact you're moving back to the UK. I think this may have been in the past. There's two different ways I can look at it. Put it this way: when I had my mental breakdown, and this was even before cocaine. No, cocaine was involved. But for years, my dad and my mum, when they saw the mental health issues I was going through and started off with, my parents weren't prepared to wait on mental health, national health, so they paid for the Priory. And back then, and we're talking early 2000s, like 2001, 2002, probably 2002, 2003. I had my breakdown in 2004. It was £160 an hour. And they were paying for me to go regularly. And I used to literally go in there and I used to just say what the doctors want you to hear. Just play an act. And I got worse and worse and worse. My parents chucked so much money at me, offered me so much help, and I turned it down and threw it back in their face. And on the time I had my mental breakdown, and I said to my dad, listen, I think I need to go to the hospital. I think I'm having a breakdown. My parents, and what I'm going to say is going to sound harsh, but I don't, and you'll get where I'm coming from this, Daniel. And believe me and my dad used to not be able to be in the same room. Now he's my best mate. Now we speak every single day, and I love him dearly. He loves me dearly. He's been a rock to me. At the point, my parents were like, Brian, you're out of control. We've tried to help you for a year and a half. We've chucked money, and now you want help. And tough love was needed. And do you know what? They were right. I didn't see it at the time, but they were right. And then I look at it with the alcohol, with my wife. It's very hard for her, but thankfully she'd seen me as an alcoholic. And she went and got help. She joined a support group for living with addicts and how to support them, and also help for her in how to deal with it and get. So it all depends, but I can only imagine. Please God, this doesn't happen. One of the greatest things I have is when I told my parents I was a cokehead, when I told my parents I'm an alcoholic or mental health, it was all new to them. Obviously, they knew about drugs and alcohol, but no one in their life had done it. So when I first told my parents about coke, they went onto the internet, they spoke to people, and they gave me all the stats. Like, if you do this 6 out of 10 or 66% or whatever it may be, we'll do this and that and this and that. And they didn't have any knowledge to give me. They just chucked jargon at me and really looked at me disgustedly, because obviously it's Class A drug or whatever. But they really couldn't offer me any advice or have any experience with their friends or family members growing up. One of the biggest blessings I have with going through what I went through is, should my nephews or niece, please God, this doesn't happen, but they go down that path, I will spot it a million miles away. I will spot it, even if I'm here or my sister calls me or, Brian, you need to speak to blah, blah, blah. I will be able to tell them firsthand, living on the street, all the stuff that goes along with it. So I can only imagine what it was as a parent. I would imagine probably a parent would be the hardest, but it's tough love, Dan. It's tough love. I'm sorry we got on I hope guys aren't minding that we've gone on this kind of different chat, but I think it's vital to be able to have these chats with people. More love for Ted. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again, there's 81 of you in here. I keep saying it on every stream that I do it. This is why I love doing these late night Lilywhites, because you guys in the chat together are incredible. It is such a welcoming, open place where people speak, and fair play to you all. Yeah, well, there's the thing. If I hadn't have stopped, Patrick, when I went to have the test, when they gave me tests when I stopped, they said my liver was on the verge of getting to that point where there could be serious complications. And thankfully, the liver repairs itself, doesn't it? So my liver went from being, when I was drinking, the rest of me was like, yeah, let's go out and get pissed. And my liver was like, oh, no, I can't do it. Well, now my liver is partying. My liver is probably the healthiest organ in my entire body. Ted, this is it. This is what this group is all about, and this channel. This is what this channel is all about, as well as Spurs talk. Mate, it's Late Night Lilywhite. You know it. I think I told you this earlier, didn't I? Either way, you're here. Brilliant, mate. Make sure you email me, Daniel. Please make sure you email, and then we'll meet up. My best man died 2 years ago from liver. I'm so sorry, Mr. Joshua. I really do apologise for that. I can only imagine with a best friend. I can only imagine with a best friend, and it's sad to see it. And when it's the liver. Like I've said, I mean, my wife knows this, and this is very morbid from me, and I've already told my wife that, please God, it's decades away, decades. But if I ever get diagnosed with a terminal illness, I've told my wife straight away I'm going on the biggest 2-week alcohol and coke bender of all time. Like literally, I am going to drink like I've never drunk before, and because obviously there's no turning back. But hopefully that is years and years and years and years and years and years and decades away. But I'm sorry for you, your family, and obviously your best man and his family. But yeah, but West Ham talk, United talk. Sorry. I hope my brother's a lifelong addict. Yeah, it's very tough. It's very tough, mate. This is it. If people can't be honest about things like this, or like I said, Mash and Joe, I do this because there are people out there that may be thinking right now, I'm in a situation, either mental health, addiction, or any kind of issue in their life, and thinking they just can't get out of the problem, and thinking that there's no way out. But there is a way out. It's a lot of hard work. But believe me, the hard work is bloody well rewarding. Mate, it's all I can try and do. It's all I can try and do. Pay it forward. Despite this, yeah, it was, but there are better documentaries, not Spurs related, but there are better ones. But I watched it when it came out. My God. Let's just say I didn't like Levy in that documentary for a change. Oh, mate. Sorry, honestly, Bright, I keep saying, buddy, when women are pregnant, people say, oh my God, you're glowing. I've got my Levy out glow. Mate, I am so refreshed and replenished. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So where else are we? Let's have a look. What else we got in the chat? About staying off. Yeah, Daniel, if she's off it, that's brilliant. I mean, congratulations to her. Yeah, not suing, but I have put the message in. I have put the message in. How do you explain? Oh dear. Yeah. How can I? Sim really stuck to his laurels. He really stuck to his laurels on that one. A lot of people, like everyone, I think everyone at the end was like, how are you doing it? Apart from the Ange Postecoglou diehards. But each to their own. Each to their own. But he's gone now. He's gone. No one cares about him. Mate, congratulations on 2 years, mate. So, mate, I still have my off days. But the good thing I do when I have my off days now is the first thing I do is tell my wife. After I hit it for 2 weeks, like I said earlier, when I almost drank, if I'm feeling like that, she's like, you're in a bad mood, what's up? And I'll be like, darling, I'm just in one of those, I feel like I want to drink, or feel like I want a line, or whatever. I always let her know. Then she knows, okay, I've got to be a little bit, not sensitive, but you know what I mean? She knows that if I snap or anything, it's not at her or because of her, it's because of, and it helped. But honestly, mate, Congratulations on 2 years sober. You should be damn proud of yourself. Damn proud of yourself. Always, Clive. Always, mate. Like I said, it's all like I said, paying it forward. You got to remember, back when I started getting mental health help, late 90s when it really started, but early 2000s, the stigma around mental health was insane. Like you mentioned it, people automatically thought schizophrenia, the voices you hear, bipolar. You just couldn't mention it or have that discussion. And I was like, I'm not going to be that person. I had this, Clive, where people, when I speak to people, they either look at it and go, my God, you've had mental health issues, or you're an alcoholic. Oh my God. And if you've done that, you weren't meant to be in my life. Fuck off. But if people turn around and go, do you know what? Well done for overcoming it. Or how did you? It's like, do you know what? Fair play. You learn very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. Yeah, people should be paying for my picks. They should be. Hopefully, I was thinking, do you know what? That could be a nice little return. It could come back. Well, it could be a nice little financial reward, but I don't think they're going to come back and say, oh, yeah, do you know what? Let's do something. Can we have Levy on this? I have a very big feeling that he'd turn around and say no. Funnily enough, I have a slight suspicion that he would not come on this channel. 1.6 kilometers. Right, is that 1.6 kilometers to the mile or 1.6 miles to the kilometer? I thought it was 1.3. There you go. He is, mate. He is. Mate, he's 46 like me. He was born in May. I was born in June. He's 1 month. He's 1 month and 18 days older than me, to be precise. He was at my bar mitzvah. Yeah, I did. No, yeah, believe me. Well, my sister went to this school as well. My sister, and as I said, a lot of the reasons I always say to my sister, the reason I'm the good big brother, the reason I chose to have mental health, alcohol and drug issues, was so I could show you the road not to take. That's what I always say to her. I said, that's how good a brother I am. I took this path to show you the error of my ways. She was a straight A student, university, GCSE. She's incredible, my sister. But yeah, me and Stell, definitely. You could blame the school. I think Spurs will win tomorrow as well. Yeah, he called it out early. Just got a super chat in, and thank you for malware. They will start in 2026. The September-October international breaks will merge into a 3-week pause. Is that true? Mate, that is good. Yeah, that will be. Malware, brother, that will be a big ass sting, won't it? That will be. God, mate. Oh, how poor is that going to be? Oh, yeah, but then it's. Oh, mate. That'll be after the World Cup as well. And this is the thing. Players are going to have big injuries coming back and everything. Or not big injuries yet. They're going to have a prolonged summer. And then the free. Oh, it's going to be mad. It's mad. I've known Bobby K 3 years, but it feels like 300. Mate, I love that man. Does that count as longer? Maybe. I drink occasionally, but I always tell people, especially young people, is to drink. See, this is Dan. This is the thing. I think right now, I've said to myself, people even asked at my wedding in 2014, and I'd have been what? 6 years sober then. My birthday is my anniversary day, and they're like, you can have a glass of champagne with your wedding. I was like, nope, can't risk it. Don't want to risk it, especially my wedding. But then I've got to the point now. People always ask me, if you could have one drink a day, what drink do you miss? Like actually miss? And I always say I used to love a glass of red wine with dinner. That was the one drink a day that I used to drink as a social drink, not as a bang, bang, bang. And I wanted to say to myself, I think right now, personally, I really think I could do it. I think I could have a drink a day, whether it be a beer or a glass of wine. But I know for a fact, as soon as I've let alcohol in my system, what I would do is let's just say Tuesday, the Champions League game. I would say to myself, if I don't have a drink Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Monday, I could have 3 pints Tuesday or the 7 and not drink. And as soon as something goes wrong, like a bereavement or an argument with my whatever, it's back. I wish I could be like you. When I was drinking, before it got near the end, I used to go out with one mate every single Tuesday. He'd buy a round, just me and him, then I'd buy a round, then he'd drive me home. And that was the one night. I'd still have a couple of pints when I got home, but that was a night where I only had 2 pints in a pub and maybe a couple of bottles. But the rest of the time, bang, I can't do it. And I'm not willing to try giving it a go now. People like yourself that could do it, outstanding. I just simply can't do it. I simply can't do it. I know I'm more like I can't control if I start. Yeah, do you know what, Kamal? My very first addiction was the fruit machines, the slot machines in pubs. But I purposely have never played poker ever, and I refuse to learn it, whether it be Texas Hold'em, or any of the games. I refuse to learn how to play poker. It's like how I refuse to do roll-ups, because then if I did roll-ups when I was smoking, I'd start getting weed or whatever. I won't play poker because I know if I start playing poker with friends or whatever, it won't be long till I'm in the. I just won't. I will never put myself in harm's way ever with it. In Australia, what are you talking about? What? We're talking about addiction and mental health. Brian, I'm 28. It's a long road. Oh, mate. Well, listen, it's a long road. It is a long road. And do you know what? I don't know if when you heard me say about the don't know if you heard me say about the small steps rather than going, right, okay, the rest of my life. I find it so much easier, Ted, so much easier. Someone I haven't seen for a while, Diego. Do you know what, Diego? You're here. Brilliant. How often do you reckon Savinho is going to play this season? Obviously, you got Cherky out and everything. I need to know how often you're going to play. Yeah, that's this. I found it so much easier. That's my wife's birthday. I certainly don't call her that, Joseph. I won't be saying that. And you've got the derby, mate. And you know what? Manchester United normally do a job at yours. They normally do a job at yours, buddy. I'm excited to watch Kane in Munich at the end of September. Oh, mate, enjoy, buddy. That'll be the first time you see Kane live. Well, I guarantee you he scores. I guarantee he scores without a doubt. It does sound awesome, doesn't it? It does sound awesome. Do you know what? I might start wrapping the show up shortly because we're getting to 3 hours. So people start putting in your predictions for the score. Let's have a look if there's any more comments. Jabby, I've watched Brian for a couple of years, never met him, and he seems to be... Cheers, buddy. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate that, Jack. I really do. It means a lot to me. Like I said, it's... I have no... Do I have an ego? I don't know if you could say ego or whatever, but I always believe in being... I speak from my heart, always. And that's it. I mean, for me, it's alcohol. For me, it's always going to be alcohol. The worst thing about cigarettes, Daniel, is my mum used to smoke. My mum used to smoke, and I begged her to stop smoking. And I was so anti-smoking, anti-drugs to begin with. She gave up smoking, and I started. Don't know why, but I haven't had a cigarette now for about 4 or 5 years. But it's different people for different things. But for me, alcohol by far. It's harder for the family because you can't. Yeah, I'm a sober alcoholic. Yeah, listen, you're right. The family, it can be worse because you see it. I used to blame my parents for every single person and every single thing. And then you realise, when you step back and you realise you were at fault, and stop blaming everyone. Mate, I'm so sorry that your grandma passed. I can only imagine, buddy. I lost, all my grandparents are gone now, but the worst for me, I was very close to my nan, but I was in England when she died. Like I said, I moved to England and my grandma died. I said goodbye to her when I left. She had outside dementia and other things going on, but I left and said goodbye to her 2 days before I moved to Canada, and 10 days later she died and I had to fly back. Let me just tell you, that was the worst flight home, or worst flight I'd ever had. I was in a bad place, and I just was like, this plane best not be delayed. There best not be any dickheads on the plane. Got to Gatwick, I was like, they're queue at customs. I was not in a bad place at all. Yep, that's it. And do you know what it is? Is you can actually, not only can I would always talk about and champion it, but I feel a lot. I'd always talk about this on any channel, but again, I'm able to talk about this and have this conversation with you guys because of how you guys are in the chat. Straight up, obviously, there could have been trolls in here right now going nuts and taking the piss or whatever, but there's not, and that's what I love about doing these shows. It builds it up. I think all you guys, and I see you guys watching other channels. I see your names in the chat. Sometimes I don't always comment, but on channels there's trolls all the time, or there's arguments within the group, and calling each other out and in names within the chat. You don't get it here. You won't see it on Tottenham on Tour, and if we do see it, we nip it in the bud immediately. So this is what we're proud of, and it's all thanks to you. Exactly, buddy. It's the biggest thing about it. Always, brother. Mate, I just don't. I will always do it. Always, but malware. I'm always going. It's always normally 3 hours. We have been talking about addiction. We have been talking about addiction, buddy, and mental health. We did a lot of Tottenham, but on Late Night Lilywhite, the chat can go absolutely anywhere, and it has been great to have this conversation. My daughter lost the father oh, Jesus Christ, buddy. They were separated. Well, that does. Oh, brilliant! You sent an email. Fantastic, brother. Well, sorry for the loss. Brian, you mentioned being lefty. Were you a Kudus? Were you a Kudus inverted right wing? Yeah. Yeah, take care, brother. I will be wrapping it up shortly. How did you become a Tottenham fan? Yeah, my mum was born in Tottenham. My dad was a Tottenham fan. When I asked my dad who should I support, my dad gave me the story. Your mum was born in Tottenham. All my family are Spurs. And he said, you can support any team in the world, my son, apart from that lot down the road. And I followed the family tradition. It basically, it isn't, you're born into it. You're born into it in my family. Big up, Barbaric. Good morning to you, mate. What can I say? Mate, good night to you, brother. This is what we do on Late Night Lilywhite. You guys dictate where we go. We will be dictating where we go. And yeah, what we will do is, 1 second, I just want to make sure we didn't miss out about anything with alcohol or anything. This way, how about a calendar where each month is a picture of what Levy is doing that month instead of running? Oh, mate, could you imagine? Should I do that should we create a Levy out 2026 calendar? Yeah, before we wrap up, everyone, let's just have people's score predictions. Let's have score. For me, it's 12:30 in the afternoon. A lovely time. 4-0. Let's go, Billsy. 3-1. Mate, it was an incredible performance. And I said, you know what? I've been so bored with England. I'm watching Canada, Wales. And the one time I don't watch is 5-0. Maybe that's a sign. but I will be watching every World Cup game without fail. 4-1, Romero scoring 2 goals. 3-1 Spurs. 4-0. I'm going 3-1. I'm going 3-1. BD, I wouldn't say I'm a big fan. I do love hockey. I've been here 8 years almost in December, and the puck moves too fast. I just cannot keep up with it. But I'll always keep an eye on Toronto. I'll always keep an eye on the Maple Leafs. I dropped kids for Xavi. Good move. Let's have a look. What else have we got? 3-1. We've got looking forward to seeing Spence fresh from it. Yup. I mean, fair play to him. Brian, it snows all around me and I haven't learned to steer clear, largely due to my beautiful wife and son. Well done to you. Well done to you. TOT has always had a great crowd. It rules the UK hours and those in the other countries. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. It means a lot to me. But guys, wait a minute, there's a question. Now that BD is not as focused as Levy, who should his next focus be? Mate, I'm going to enjoy not having my focus on everyone. Scott's got 1-1. West Ham are awful, but Carl. Oh, dear. But yes, and on that note, guys, it's been almost 3 hours. I'm going to go get some shut-eye. There will be a Late Night Lilywhite Sunday and Tuesday and another day next week. I just don't know which one. I hope you all have a great evening. I hope you all have a great weekend. Once again, you saw my email in there, so if anyone does want to chat about anything, even if it's just Spurs, I'd love to chat to you some more and just not in YouTube chats. Everyone, have a great weekend. I am going to close the Frank therapy session for all the Frankaholics until Sunday. And Thomas, Frank, Thomas, Frank, and as always, Levy has gone.